Hello. Well, I mean, you have me and Bijan on the same frame, but welcome to Super Late at 368. I'm your host, Gabe Bijan, and with me is my co-host, as always strapped, always ready to go. He's in a new room, new look, new books, the man with the brain and the writing hand that keeps going. It is Bijan Steven from The Verge. Bijan, how you doing, brother?
I'm doing all right. These books aren't new, but they are behind me now.
Cheers, everybody. Rich mahogany?
They don't, because books don't smell like that. But thank you for the introduction. Welcome back, everybody. It's a new week. We had a week off. It was great. I feel refreshed. Do you feel refreshed, Gabe?
I feel great, and we got a nice, fresh episode planned for today. I mean, we're trying out right now. You know, we got to make sure that she's legit. She's the third tryout host right now. It is the Narz, verified Narz on Twitter. She got the check, okay? We're creating the breakfast club here, the supper club of gaming. Or like,
yes.
What's up, Narz? How you doing?
Club, I love it. I'm doing good. You know, I went away for the weekend for Labor Day. It was nice. I got a tan. I don't know if you can tell. I'm looking crispy.
Nah, I can never tell. You always look better. And then with us today in the studio is the three-time. Unfortunately, I didn't know why do we let him come back. He's the industry plant from Xbox himself. It is the Danny Peña from Gamertag Radio.
Super late record 3 times, man. Woo! I'm in.
Yeah, I feel like you're gonna hold it for a while. We really haven't had anybody back yet. So you're definitely in first place.
You know what? I thought my last appearance, I thought it was gonna be my last one.
Oh, why?
I was like, because you guys were like, no, we can't have someone here more than twice. I'm like, oh, well, I think that's it. But I'm back.
3 times it up, man. You get 3 chances and then no more now.
Yeah, it's all good. No, but thanks for the invite, and I can't wait to talk about video games, man.
Well, yeah, a lot of things happened. Oh. Well, in a lot of ways, a lot of things happened, right? I mean, not a lot of things happened. Bijan said a lot of things didn't happen, but there's some things that are happening.
Yeah, exactly, which is like, I think it's a good summary of every week. A lot of things didn't happen, but a lot of things also did. Right? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong.
I mean,
that's like
something cool
I think it's 2020 in a nutshell. Like, let's just say that.
Yeah, it's been random this year, especially the summer, because we're so used to going to like E3, PAX, Comic-Con. This has been like the most random year, no rules, announcements out of nowhere. And yeah, I mean, it's good for us as a content creator. There's always something going on, man, all the time. Usually it's like only during this time, and that's it. But we have a lot of things to talk about, man.
Yeah,
so
we're in the business of talking, so the more we have to talk about, the better our job is. Right?
yeah, of course.
We're in the business of talking, so the more we have to talk about, the better it is.
So which one of you guys want to do the news, Bijan or Narz? Like, who's doing this? I don't know how the show is running anymore.
Yeah, Narz,
can I decide?
Go ahead.
I think ladies first.
Sure.
Ladies first. Okay, Bijan, go ahead. Sorry.
All right.
Oh my God! He said his hair is done.
Cheers. Gender's a construct, folks. You heard it here first.
Accepting of
Call me Queen Bee. Yeah, but no, if you want to go ahead and do the news, if you want to give it a shot, please.
I'll give it a shot for sure. But if I ever miss anything, you're more than welcome to jump in. But it's happening right now. You guys probably have heard about it. Obviously, the Madden 21 Tailgate, which is Meet the Lineup. You have a lot of people a part of it. Casey Neistat's part of it. Snoop Dogg, the infamous Dr. Disrespect. Obviously, this was posted earlier today. It's actually gone live as of literally a couple minutes ago. Will be in 20 minutes. The interesting part about it, have you guys seen the comments to some of the reactions to this announcement for this tournament?
What's up?
It was a lot of hate. A lot of people were like, fix your franchise first before you start to do a tournament with Snoop Dogg and Casey Neistat and Dr. Disrespect. Oof. And then some people were like, 2004 versus 2020 Madden? Same shit. Different.
Nah, this
I'll tell you why.
Bro, NFL streets.
I'll tell you why that's happening. There's no competition. Where there's no competition, they're comfortable. So they're always going to be doing the same thing. EA is super comfortable right now. I remember the days when it was NFL 2K versus Madden.
Yeah.
Competition. And the last time that I remember it was like amazing battle, when NFL 2K5 came out, it was $20, and Madden at that time was $50. So people were like, let's go with the 2K one. But a year after that, that's when EA did the exclusive deal with NFL. They're like, no, we're not going to have NFL 2K games anymore.
Who made NFL Streets?
NFL Streets, that's EA.
That was EA who made that?
It was
so
EA.
They should just go back to doing that stuff. That was so much fun.
Oh, college football was pretty good, too. College football wasn't that bad.
I mean, what happened?
The NCAA.
Yeah, that was really fun. I remember playing that a while back.
Yeah.
Also, sorry, side note. Remember when games were $50?
Remember when games were $30?
Yeah,
Oh,
seriously.
God.
5.
But believe it or
Remember,
not,
you could go to Funkoland?
Funkoland. I still,
that was
I got
fun.
the case holder
That was
pre
fun.
GameStop when you signed up for GameSpot or what was the Game
GameFly.
Informer. Game Informer.
No.
Game Informer.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about the Netflix of gaming. Anyway,
Yep.
go on.
Imagine that was actually a thing.
Yeah. No, but back in the days, games used to be expensive too. Like when Nintendo 64, dude, those games were like $70 during that time, man. It was the PlayStation.
$70?
Yeah,
What
I used
the
to
hell
buy
was-
games
What were you buying your games at?
because cartridges used to be more expensive when CDs came out. That's when
Right.
everything was super cheap. PlayStation was the one that started that trend, and everything was just cheap. But Nintendo were like, we're not doing no CDs. We're going to do cartridge. And
Yeah.
that was expensive.
I mean,
man.
even today, it's interesting because with the Switch, they have like the small SSD cards,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that's the reason why Nintendo games, when you try to buy them on resale, they never really go down for price because the cost, and they never put games on sale because the cost of the SSD card they use is so much more expensive than just using a very easy proprietary, like CDs or whatever the hell, right?
well, if it's
Remember
first
the
party,
UMDs the PSP had?
Oh no, those were the worst.
Really? You don't like the UMDs?
I was not a fan of that. I'm sorry.
Ultra Media Disc, bro?
I was not. You know what? I bought a movie. I went to
Oh my
Best
God, that
Buy
was
and
your
I bought a
first
movie.
mistake.
That was the last time I did that for the PSP. I was like, never again. That was a waste of money.
I do want to point out that Brosot in chat has said UMD's nuts, which I think is an astute observation.
UMDs, of
Um,
course.
Yeah,
After
but
that.
anyway,
gonna
Nars, please
say?
continue.
Oh,
I was gonna say Nars, please continue.
I mean, but you guys know the lovely Ninja. You guys know
Oh,
about the
yeah.
infamous scandal that he left and ditched Twitch, and then Twitch had like all this like shady stuff on
Backdoor
his
deals,
channel,
yeah.
not safe for work. Then he went to Mixer and he was like, "Bye, bitches." Well, turns out he's back on Twitch. So
I mean, first of all, he secured the full bag. Like he got the whole contract. My man is like his pockets are juicy.
you know,
They're
I
full.
lost a little bit. Go ahead, Nars. You're about to say something.
I was gonna say 2020 is a year for Ninja because not only did he fool Twitch, he fooled Mixer, and then Twitch still took him back.
Correction, he fooled Microsoft.
Yeah.
He's just fooling
That's
million-dollar companies right now with his value. I mean,
Well-
go ahead.
No, I mean, I think Mixer was already a doomed proposition. Ninja was just the last man in a manner of speaking, just because, like, you know, like they needed something to sort of revitalize the whole thing. I mean, we don't have to rehash why Mixer died again.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
like,
No, he did that.
you know,
Extent.
Ninja's a savvy man. Like, he knew Twitch did not have his back. He knew he had to demonstrate value. He also had Loaded at his back. You know, Loaded was negotiating
Yes.
for him,
They-
right?
they-
Like,
they represent
my man,
everybody.
they got everybody, and
Now,
also
my
they
pro-
got everybody deals. That's the bigger news.
My problem with this is that based upon how they handled his go away, like, you know, like the Pornhub thing being on his advertising on his
Ugh.
channel, the way they handled his entire departure, I wouldn't stream on your platform just because, like, yo, you handled my brand like a piece of shit. You acted like someone who was mad that I was leaving. Believe me, that mistake of advertising porn, that doesn't happen. That's
No.
intentional. That's
Yeah.
trying
It
to
was
harm my
intentional.
brand.
To kill
Yeah,
his brand.
Yeah, I would not go back to you. I would take the less money if I was offered by YouTube and go work for fucking YouTube.
See, but like,
Yeah.
if I had to speculate on how much that deal is worth, I would bet it's another deal around like $20 million. You know, like
Really? You
straight
think
up.
So
Okay, that's a little bit too high.
No, dude, I'm
Too
telling
high.
you, I'm telling you, like they like I don't think he would have gone back if he didn't get at least that much money and like a secure contract.
He got something,
Yeah.
whether it was equity or like something else, because you don't go back to something. That's like going back to an abusive
Yeah.
relationship. You don't do that unless it's like, okay, you cut your nuts off. All right, this is gonna work out.
Yeah, I don't even think that works. Generally speaking, I mean, like, you know what I mean?
So do you
Unix
think
get
that's
mad too.
do you think that was the reason why he was streaming on YouTube?
well, yeah, he was
just
creating
to test the
conversation and
waters.
buzz.
Yeah, because I honestly thought he was gonna get a deal with YouTube and not go back to Twitch
Well,
after
yeah.
Mixer.
When he streamed on YouTube, he had about, I think, 150K. It almost hit like I think 170K when he streamed on YouTube.
Yeah.
It was a very big deal. And I was like, okay, this is going to be a natural progression for him. Why doesn't he just do this? You know, YouTube offers a lot more freedom than streaming on Twitch. Twitch is like, you know, ABS, always be streaming. You can never really take a break else. You don't make no money unless you have that guaranteed contract, like, you know, Pokemon and so many others. But yeah, man, I mean, it's just like,
I mean, Pokey got like 5 mil. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Ninja's on a different plane.
How much did
and
Dr.
I also,
Bijan?
I cannot say. I do know the number, but I
Bro,
cannot.
speed
Wait,
up.
wait,
Yo,
wait.
what is going to
Wait,
happen?
give us an
Don't
exclusive.
say it.
Why can't
What's
I get
the
an
point in
exclusive?
having a writer on the inside if you're going to drop the leaks?
Yeah,
Because I can't. I mean, does Slasher drop the leaks? No, he does not.
But
I
that,
will
he
not
can
either.
die for that. You, it's a different story right now. It's just a number. God,
Nah, dude.
blink twice if it's 25
But-
mil.
I blinked once. I
Blink
blinked once. Blink 182. No, but I think
Blink 182.
this is why I'm saying I think it was probably around $20 million. I think also they must have guaranteed vacations. They must have given him the same like red carpet deal that Mixer did, or a similar kind of deal, because I know that YouTube comes in high with those offers. Like they absolutely bump the price up when these negotiations are happening. Like that's just part of the game. And I think maybe they wouldn't have this time just because they know Ninja and Twitch have a history. But like, I mean, I can't help but think, he's going back to an X and see if it works out again. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a provision in his contract that like allows him to void it if he doesn't feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he's not going back the same way he came in.
Yeah, also, I think the YouTube gaming product platform, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely growing a lot more. Valkyrie, the other day, she just hit about, I think, 43K or 45K concurrents on YouTube, which is like pretty in line with what she was getting on Twitch, or maybe even more at her peak. And then also a typical gamer who streams on YouTube Gaming. I think he does Fortnite games specifically. He just hit 10 million subscribers on YouTube. So the product is growing, and it's like, it's very, I know they want to make more people use it because not a lot of people know about it, even though they do know about it. And I think Ninja would have upped that even more, just having that title, like that name attached to the product. I think they kind of just dropped the ball on that, man.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
But my question to you all is, does the platform matters? Because I feel like Ninja has his fans, his community is going to follow him no matter where he goes, right? He could go
Except
to a
Mixer.
random joeschmo.com streaming website.
Except Mixer.
Except Mixer, I guess. But you know what it is? I think it's
6,000
more
people.
of easy access for people to find you. I
Yeah.
personally think YouTube is the easiest one out of all the platforms because, or
100%.
maybe Facebook, I don't know.
Everybody has a YouTube account.
Because
of
the YouTube account automatically on Android devices, right? And also on iOS
You
devices.
have a
If you have a Gmail
comes
account,
with the
yeah.
YouTube account.
Yeah.
Like you can't
So-
avoid it.
Yeah, so I think it doesn't really matter. He could go anywhere, man.
Yeah, I mean, he's so big that it doesn't really matter. Like, I remember me and Bijan talked a while ago about, like, the sky's toast, and I was like, dude, it doesn't matter if these people sign these deals with these platforms.
I mean, the other
Because when
thing,
they come back, they're going to get all their audience back because it's going to be headlines. Go ahead, Bijan.
I think the other piece of it, yes, you're right, homecoming streams are huge. The other piece of this, as far as Facebook gaming goes, which I think is a really interesting thing to bring up, they've only just signed their first exclusive streamer from Twitch. I think it's King Richard. I want to say,
King Richard, yeah.
yeah, he's the only one who signed an exclusive deal with Facebook Gaming. Everyone else on the platform who they've signed can also stream on Twitch or YouTube, whatever they feel like, which I think is very, very interesting.
You
because
know who needs to get signed? After you said that, they should sign
Go on.
try to get Daquan and Hammonds because they've been MIA for.
interesting.
And I think that if they unveiled, whether it be on YouTube or Facebook, it would be a double the news because it's like where these guys been for like the last 6 months, even more than that, because they've been like on a hiatus for God knows how long. We don't even know if they're even live at this point. The TSM boys. That might be a nice little play for them. Go ahead, Bijan. I know you were going to say something before I cut you.
No. I mean, I think it's interesting. I mean, I'm sure the other thing about the conversation around big streamers and streaming culture is like burnout is real.
Oh yeah.
I had some sources mention to me that like Ninja, part of the reason that Ninja left initially was because he didn't feel like he could take a vacation and Twitch wasn't really listening to him.
Of course not.
And like that's a huge problem. You know what I mean? Like I feel like Daquan is probably
That's
like,
ongoing.
That's not even healthy.
Yeah.
That's not healthy.
no, but I mean, like, what are you gonna do?
You need to take a break. I think, look, I've been creating content for a long time, and I'm always taking my breaks, man, especially like during the holidays and stuff, right? Because after a while, dude, you don't know what else, like, mentally, it's not even healthy, man.
You know what's special about your content, Danny?
What?
Is your content doesn't need to be live. So you can have built-in breaks very easily because your content, it generates views for you while you sleep. Where it's like if you don't have a massive YouTube channel like, like a Ninja or a Pokemon, like unless you're streaming, like you're not earning money, active money live. I mean, Harris Heller would say, hey, stream like 3 days a week and then make content either 4 days a week. But Narz, you're in the grind right now as a streamer and content creator. And you've been like streaming, I think almost every day at this point. How's been like your journey right now trying to go, being full time?
It's close because I have to be honest with you. Like, if you're thinking about streaming and being a content creator, there is a balance. And to Danny Penna's point, like, if you're going to be streaming, you have to stream. Like, you can't stream every day. And the problem is that Harris Heller said it perfectly. You don't grow while you're live. You grow when you're offline. And so a lot of the times you have to be creating content offline that people can then go to afterwards. And I wanted to point out that like with Ninja going with Twitch is kind of like a precursor to what to expect for his career in the future. He could have gone to YouTube, and Danny's right. YouTube is big bucks, big business, but they're not just gaming. They're everything. Their makeup, their cosmetics, they're anything you could watch is on YouTube. The fact that Ninja chose Twitch means to say that he has some really overreaching probably expectations for himself and for Twitch, considering that 2020 is the year that Twitch really needs to step it up, or they're literally going to fall right behind of YouTube. They're not making a lot of money like YouTube is with their advertisement dollars because they're strictly just about gaming. So I'm hoping that yes, Ninja got some equity onto this, but I'm hoping there's a Ninja show that comes out of this.
Yeah,
like,
see,
Agreed.
I'm sure they guarantee that, and I'm sure like he's gonna get like I'm sure he got a sweetheart deal on subs and bits and ad revenue. I'm absolutely certain they're gonna add him. They're gonna put him in all their ads. Like they're going to grow his brand. Like he would not like in a way that YouTube really can't like off.
I don't know about that, dude. Like to say the statement that Twitch is gonna grow Ninja's brand like YouTube couldn't. I think that's actually the opposite.
No, I don't think YouTube couldn't. I don't think YouTube would. They don't do the kinds of
I don't think so
things.
because like you look at YouTube, right? And their top 1% of partners, like an MKHBD, Marquez Harvest anymore.
Yeah.
He has his own shows. PewDiePie, he had his own shows. Like their select partners that they partner with, they actually make them more into modern celebrities than the actual like Twitch star, right? Because they actually give them different shows to do. Like Twitch doesn't really care about establishing like original IP. You stream, that's good enough for us.
But you know what? One thing that I know that Microsoft is really good at promoting stuff to the mainstream. So they were the ones that was pushing Ninja to go to like Jimmy Fallon and like mainstream.
Yeah.
I don't see that with Twitch.
They don't care.
They don't care about that.
I don't see.
YouTube could be that same company as exactly like Mixer, Microsoft, that could push Ninja to go to like the mainstream, to like the E channel, to like Jimmy Fallon, those late night shows, to Ellen, like those type of things, right? I don't see that. I do not see that with Twitch at all, man.
See, I don't think that's true because I think this is the other thing. Like 2020 was supposed to be Twitch's year. Like they started taking out billboard ads. They were putting like. They're putting their people in front of like new audiences,
and
they were like, yeah, exactly. And this is the thing that they're going to continue doing. And I'm sure Ninja wouldn't have signed on if he didn't think that was also going to be the case. Because like the Ninja brand is like already in Walmart. It's he's already done Times Square. You know what I mean? He's like done all of these things, but I really don't think he would have. Like I don't think he would have made a mistake going back. You know what I mean?
Like Bijan, so. That reference that you said right now with like them putting people having their billboard campaign, YouTube was doing that with their partners before. There were plenty of billboards out here like in the Soho area. There were partners featured on there. Like pretty much Twitch is going to try to do whatever YouTube does. I think that the reason why they can't grow him that way is because the inherent nature of how content's consumed on Twitch, which is in that live format, which like you can look at Ven, right? No one's really watching their pre-recorded stuff that's retapings, right? It's only the live stuff, and even then it doesn't get as much engagement. Whereas like YouTube, like I think Scare PewDiePie, which is using like the biggest part on YouTube, for example, bad example, but had like 40 million views like the first episode. I don't know, man. I think also the fact
I don't think you're wrong. I mean, I don't think you're wrong about YouTube's reach and about like
have
what
a
they
better ad product, right? Because they can dish out ads on the platform to so many different people. Like just in gaming, 240 million users on the platform just for gaming. But you can send that out to anybody, whereas Twitch only has it's like 15 million active or something like that, like concurrent users.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you're wrong. What I think is like I think for an individual creator, Twitch, I think Twitch may have offered him a better deal in that specific regard, because like I think YouTube may not have been able to promise him like, oh, we'll put you on billboards. You know what I mean?
You're both saying the same thing. Pretty much.
Kind of. Yeah, but I was like, okay.
It's sort of all the proof. Gabe has all the proof to back you up, Bijan. He's pretty much saying the same thing.
No, I know exactly.
Yeah. Twitch. I'm fighting for YouTube. He's fighting for Twitch.
No, I think YouTube is a much better proposition.
Yes, it's the best fucking platform.
But I'm also saying I think for an individual, it's like it makes a lot of sense. Like it's like doing like the cool indie film instead of like the Marvel blockbuster. Like Like they do different things for you.
Bro, you could collab. There are so many great YouTube partners that are across
You can
the
still
board.
do that. Like that's the thing.
Like when you in the
Even
YouTube
TV networks, TV networks that have a lot of YouTube content, a lot of them don't have Twitch Twitch channels. They can easily go
because
to YouTube.
live views
You know
are
what?
overinflated.
I agree with you, Gabe. I agree with you.
So overvalued.
Yeah.
Like live
Yeah,
views.
all the
Go ahead.
same thing.
Anyway,
We can move on.
We can move on. We'll just keep going back and forth. But Narz,
Okay.
take us through the latest and greatest like game
Speaking
on Twitch.
of growth, there's obviously a
God.
game that has been growing in fandom recently. It's probably either destroying your friendships or mending some. It's called Among Us. It's great.
Oh, I thought you were talking about chess.
Oh, chess is the best, bro.
Or auto chess. Auto chess is where it's at. But yeah, recently Ninja, Courage, Nate Shot, Pokey, Valkyrie, Tim, the Tatman, and Wildcat all played Among Us, and it was a sight to behold. Not only were they cutting each other's throats, but you heard Ninja in the background screaming his ass off, which is a different side of Ninja I've never seen. So
He
I don't know about
always
you guys,
screams,
but
bro.
have any of you been playing Among Us? Anybody?
I have, and I've played extensively with my DGen crew, and Zuna's gonna hate me, but I think Among Us is one of the most overrated games you can play, and after about a couple hours, the magic wears off. No, it's not because I'm bad, it's because I never get fucking imposter. It's just like if you don't get imposter, right, at least once in an hour or twice, I think that twice is good, you get bored of playing the fucking game because the RNG mechanic is trash. It's like you can, I know somebody, Bijan, I know somebody who's been playing the game since it's come out and has only gotten imposter twice. And that right there is terrible because it's just like, I don't want to run around the ship and do these fucking tasks. There's only 3 maps to do.
It sounds like it's very unbalanced. 'Cause I never played the game.
I
never
know
played the
people
game,
who've gotten the shit like 6 times in a row. How is that fair RNG?
I'm one of them. Sorry.
So you definitely like the game, don't you? You can run around and kill everybody.
I love the game.
So you play like the PC version or mobile?
PC.
PC?
Yeah.
Well, it's cross-platform, so you can play with like mobile people as
I'm just
well.
saying
But
because
the idea,
I've never played the game, so I can't.
You've never
comment.
played it?
So my boss actually gave me the game on Steam today, so I will be playing it very soon, and I will give you an actual verdict. I'll tell you what you need to know. But no, it's like basically just Mafia, right? It's like one of those like hidden role games where you're like, ha 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 ha, I'm actually not the imposter who's gonna kill you.
The thing
Right,
I hate
game is
most,
lying.
the thing I hate
Pretty
most
much.
about the game is when you go into the voting section and there's those people who try way too hard to like. They use the full 90 seconds of the voting thing. I'm like, dude, this is not that difficult. You don't. We're not fucking solving crimes here, okay? Like last night, I was playing with my friends Dan Lee and them, and like literally, I had to sit through the worst YouTube skits in the world. I'm like, dude, it's fucking Billy. Vote him in. Why are you breaking this down? Just vote him in. And guess what? It was always the person. I said it was it. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like
again unbalanced.
I mean, it's like after Fall Guys, we need another game to like take up that was like a big like sensation, right? I think that they're making part 2, so I mean, it was definitely really successful, right?
Among Us, yeah.
Well, who's? I was gonna say who's tired of Fall Guys because that's the next.
Never
See, that's another
Never.
game I never played because I don't have a PlayStation right now because
Got a
long
PC?
story.
It's a
No,
PC.
I don't have a PC.
So are you even a gamer?
No, I am a gamer.
An Xbox
I have
gamer.
all the consoles, but I don't have a
Industry
PC.
plan.
But I know that it's gonna come out on the Switch and Xbox in the future. I'll definitely play it. But
Wait, you don't
I
have a
heard
PlayStation
nothing
4?
but good things about Fall Guys. So why you guys are getting tired of it?
I love it.
Oh, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
I think with more stuff, and obviously developers are adding stuff to it, but they're probably drowning in the money they made. But yeah, I'm just like, oh man, I watched a bunch of streams, I played a bunch, and I was like, it's fun.
I mean, did you win?
I did not win, but I also
That's
wasn't-
why.
That's why you don't like it.
Right.
If you haven't tasted the sweet victory of touching the crown,
You know what?
Yeah.
I will actually. Yeah, you know what? You're probably right. But also, like, do I want to put enough time into it to get any better at the games, the mini
Did you
games?
see when
Yeah.
Tim got it, the ecstatic nature
Yes,
he
I
had?
did.
He was screaming at the top of his lungs. It's like he won the Olympics right there. You got to see what that feels like, baby. Being at the top.
It feels good. It feels good.
It feels great, right?
Yeah.
No, so have you played it?
And I haven't played it. I'm waiting.
Yeah, I have played it. I play it a lot. So it's kind of like the games that I play on my downtime, or like you play while you're waiting for your league game to just load up, and if you die, you're like whatever, or you grief until you die, or whatever.
Oh,
That's
Jesus
fine.
Christ. No, are you a toxic gamer?
Hey, don't
Answer.
reveal my secrets now.
She's letting everything
Holy
go.
shit! That is not what I expected.
Anyway, so by the way, in addition to the game being super popular, there are a lot of memes that have come up from Among Us. Some iconic, creative, and artistic talents have we seen. There was a Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I don't know if you guys saw. It was like a clip from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They just literally swapped out the actual cast of Brooklyn Nine-Nine and put in Among Us in there, and it was just like the one that they were singing "I Want It That Way" by the Backstreet Boys. Did you guys get a chance to see that?
Nah, I didn't get to.
No,
Ugh.
can we roll the clip or do we?
Can we roll the
want
clip
to-
here? I definitely want to see if we could be able to. That it was actually pretty priceless. I feel like that's definitely quality content.
Zune, what do you think? If she's talking, I cannot.
All right, what'd you say, Zoot?
She said, "Give her a second."
Oh, she said 1 second.
Give it a second. All right,
That's
all
how
right.
trash this
Yeah.
game is, bro. We have a buffer time.
Ah, okay. First of all, since I was actually supposed to review this game for GG Reviews and it was put on hiatus, I have a little bit more information than you would like. Would you care to hear it?
Yeah, give us the GG preview. Give us the GG preview.
I'll give you a little GG preview. So this game actually came out a long time ago, and it had no reviews, nothing whatsoever. It got really blown up out of the blue. But there's only a certain couple things that make it really, really uncomfortable, unbearable. Obviously, there's the connection issues. You can't even get into the servers or even to the same game lobby of your friends. If there's more than one person trying to join, you have a lot of problems. Secondly, yes, the game is imbalanced. Yes, it doesn't allow you to get imposter or not get imposter. Either you're a crewmate for forever or you're an imposter for forever. But I think that's how God hands his gifts and blessings to everybody in the world.
I mean, bro,
I think you just gotta accept that. I think you just gotta accept it. It's okay, Gabe. You're not gonna get the crown this time. Sorry, babe.
Brosat said, is it imbalanced because it's a social game and human society is unbalanced? I mean, yeah, but I
You wanna
want my
find
game to
another-
be that fucking unbalanced where I can't at least play the funnest part of it at least a couple times in a month.
And
It's like real life. The fun times are the frustrating and condescending ones.
How long the
No.
game has been
What?
out?
It's been out for like 2
2 years.
And it's still unbalanced?
Wait,
Not
so
for
why
me.
did it?
Not
Why did
for
it get
me.
so? Why did it get so popular? Do you have
Streamers.
any idea?
Streamers literally
Well, like why?
in-
Which streamers and why did they pick it up?
Wait, I think
You know what I just did? I just downloaded Super Meat Boy.
Ooh,
for the first time.
Great game. Great game.
That game is so good.
And tough.
Oh my god! But
Very difficult.
it was also a flash game. It was also like started out like the Fancy Pants Adventure, that whole fucking scene, and that was like it's good. I love it.
Yeah. Great game.
You know what else is a great game?
Oh, what else is a great game? Come on.
You know what else is a great game?
What?
that didn't get a lot of love? Sonic, obviously. But
Oh,
I don't know if you guys know, but Sega's planning to release multiple new games to celebrate Sonic's 30th anniversary, 30th birthday. I don't even know anymore.
He's old as shit.
He's not old as shit. Excuse me.
No, he's
How
still
old are you?
young.
We
What are you
don't-
talking
You know
about?
what I mean? Yes, I mean for a video game
Oh,
personality,
okay.
like
That's
character, he's like as old as modern video games.
But Mario is older. Mario is 30,
Yeah.
the 35th
He's 35.
anniversary right now.
That's why
Yeah,
he
it
did
just
it on
started.
Sonic.
yeah, no,
Young.
I also old as shit. Like, what are you talking about, Mrs.
Wow.
Pac-Man? How old is
God.
she? Who knows?
oh.
She's like
Wow.
60, but she looked fine.
But you know what?
That
Mario
bow,
and
though.
Sonic still got it. Sonic,
Yep.
when the movie came out, I think it got a bigger audience than the Pokemon movie.
Yeah. It's because of all the
they
memes,
still got
bro.
it, and Mario also got it too when it comes to games, man. Mario has his own theme park.
Yeah.
Take that, and you said
Nintendo
they're
one.
both old. Look at that.
Yeah, but
I don't
go ahead.
care. I said I don't care, but please go on.
Oh no, it's like,
Wow, 18, 18.
Wow.
What?
it's like Sonic mastered. I mean, the production company behind Sonic realized that in order to have something really successful, you want people talking about it. And what's the best way to have people talking about it? Make some shitty fucking CGI and have memes about it. Memes are literally the currency of success at this point.
Okay.
And get everybody on Twitter saying, "What's up with this thing?" And they redid the whole thing, right? And everybody loved it. What are you gonna say, Danny?
I have a question.
Uh-oh.
What was the last great Sonic game that you actually played?
Sonic Adventure 2.
Sonic Adventure 2.
Number
I think
one.
Sonic Mania that came out a couple years ago.
Sonic Mania.
Yeah.
Nah.
The werewolf one?
No. So this is what happened. So there was this kid that developed he developed like a game as a fan.
Yeah.
Sega shut it down, but Sega hired him to work on Sonic games, but it was more of the 2D Sonic. So he's the one that created that game, and it came out for all systems. It came out for PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and also PC. and it was like a hit. It reminded me a lot of the old school 2D Sonic game.
Yeah. You know,
But 3D, like you said, maybe Sonic Adventure 2. Or
Sonic Adventure 1 or 2, it depends on your flavor. I mean,
Yeah.
I like it because it has a
What?
much
What
more
the fuck?
vibrant cast.
Two is Garbaggio.
What?
No, it wasn't.
Two
It
is
wasn't.
Garbaggio.
But here's the thing: Sonic Adventure 1. What was so great about that game? Because design. Okay, when you're actually in like in the level, amazing. But like and I quote, those open world levels, horrible. It was trash.
Bro,
See, all I have to say is to that is rolling around at the speed of sound.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Gabe.
Places to go, gotta
my rainbow. Can't stick around, got to keep moving on. Cause what lies ahead only one way around. Just keep on moving ahead. No time for guessing, follow my way instead. Trust me in what you can see. Take my lead, I'll set you free. Follow me. Set me free.
Yo, you see that whale after Sonic and Sonic is running?
What?
I love it.
That's it.
I love it.
And
See,
that's why
see,
Sonic 1 is
that's
better
what.
than Sonic 2.
That's why the game is
man.
good. Everybody knows that fucking song.
Sonic Adventure 2, when you get to the very end of the game and it's you and Shadow and you go Super Shadow and Hyper Shadow and Super Sonic and you fight against the prototype and you have the live and learn, hanging on the edge of tomorrow. That shit was fire.
But you know what killed that game though?
What?
I'll tell you what character I didn't like in that game.
Who, bro?
Oh my God.
Knuckles.
Can I guess? Can I guess?
What, with the rap song?
I didn't. First of all,
Knuckles is black.
I'm talking about the character, not the
Let him
rap
know.
song.
Bruh.
I did not like Knuckles in that game.
Knuckles had some of the funnest missions.
Knuckles in the 2D era, fire.
Bro,
3D, not so
when
much.
you were giving these people the works with Knuckles Fist and Sonic Adventure 2, like, what do you... I can't trust
I don't know,
bro.
man. I don't know. I'm not a fan
I mean,
of...
you know what? I'll throw another game in there that's because there was a follow-up to Sonic Adventure 2, which is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, which you could do co-op with people, and you could actually play the missions with people and verse people, which I thought was a really great thing. And then they released a Game Boy game, Game Boy Advance game, which I think about. I really loved it. I think it was Sonic Battle Arena or Sonic Battle as well, and it'd be like 1v1s against Sonic characters. You could play with your friends, like with link cables and stuff like that, which was like super fun too. Sonic has a lot of great games that. It's Rolodex or discography or gameography, whatever you want to call it, is huge. There's a lot of things people haven't played.
Do you like the kart racing one of Sonic?
Oh yeah, Sonic Go Racing.
It wasn't that bad. It was cool. It wasn't that bad. It was too easy. I found it way too easy compared to like Mario Kart or anything. Like
Mario
that.
Kart is bullshit.
But it was good. No, first of all, no. That's
Mario
like
Yes, thank you, Gabe. Gabe, finally a good opinion
no,
from you.
No,
Kart's bullshit.
it
bro.
still sells, man. Still sells.
Sells
and
doesn't mean it's good.
Best, the best.
There's a lot of
kart
people who
racing
buy
game.
shitty shit or listen to
Nothing
shitty
come
music
close.
and watch
Nothing
shitty movies
come close.
that aren't good.
Nothing come close.
Dude, just
say
look, bruh. Just look at like Star Wars freaking the last one. This shit was so shit and everybody still
know-
wants to see it.
Do you know that game has over 20 million copies sold
That's
on Nintendo
fine.
Switch?
Numbers don't indicate.
Mario Kart.
Bro,
Remember that?
it has
over 20
people's
million.
hearts and minds because it was like,
Yo.
it's Crash Racing. It was like one of the
Gabe.
first. Go ahead.
Gabe and Danny, chat saying, yo, stop.
Yo, I'm talking about the
Straight up.
truth, bro. It's like,
They're
no
trying
one
to
wants talk about
silence
this.
you. They're trying to silence you, man. I'm with you though.
Thank
Mario
you,
Kart is
Bijan.
fine. Mario Kart is fine. That's my opinion. It's like
fine.
it's fine.
It's okay.
It's fine.
Crash Bandicoot Racing though. What's about Crash Team Racing?
Yo, the new Crash game looks kind of tight.
No, that one.
Gotta
Play
say.
that looks tight. That looks tight.
But yo, Sonic is 30. I think there's some other anniversaries coming up. Dan, you said there's like another one coming up next year.
Halo 20th anniversary is next year. Halo Combat Evolved.
Oh god, combat actually did get evolved. Then, Zoom, can we? Is there any chance we could play the original Halo music, or is that?
Might be
Look,
copyrighted.
I know Halo Infinite got delayed to next year. Microsoft, ready? This is for you guys.
Oh, here we go.
man.
Industry plan. Let's go.
Oh, here we go.
Release it on the 20th anniversary of Combat Evolved, Halo Infinite. And you have time, a whole year, to make the
Why
game
would you
better.
do that?
That's it. That's all
Why
you have
would
to
you do that? That's not worth it.
Why not?
Because like you already got us waiting, or you're gonna make us wait even more. You're not pulling a Cyberpunk 2077.
First of all, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it
I'm the
real.
Xbox plant first.
And no. First of all, I don't care what studio it is. Make the game good. I don't want no half-ass games that's rushed.
Of course.
But just you're saying that as a fan, so you want a half-ass product than a good product,
Bro,
Are you serious?
I played No Man's Sky since day one, and there was no game that was more undercooked than that game. And now it's a complete game. I don't care, man.
Why you want to play a half-ass game?
It's not even half-ass.
And then a year later, it's better. Why would you do that?
They're talking about graphics.
No, I'm
What's
not down with that.
half-ass? Literally, everybody's
Look, I'm talking about
graphics.
bug snacks, folks. Narz, do we have more news that isn't this?
Yeah, we do, but I'm loving this. I love this.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Danny, what are you waiting for? Because the gameplay's there.
No, look,
it's just the graphics. Craig turned you off.
Cyberpunk 2077, which is coming out in November of this year, got delayed multiple times. That game is getting better and better, and I can't wait to play the final product in November.
Yeah.
Not half-ass game.
Danny, but that game is so vast that you have to really be that meticulous with polishing it, because there's so many things you can miss. Whereas Halo is not going to be as big as Cyberpunk 2077. It's not going to be as big as Witcher. It's not going to be as big as Skyrim in terms of what you're doing.
The reason why, there's multiple reasons why Halo got delayed. One of them is because the situation that we're in with COVID. A lot of developers are developing games from home. So yes, wasn't 100%. What I heard, Halo Infinite was supposed to come out in pieces. Like, you have the certain parts of the multiplayer, you have the campaign. No, I want the full game, not no little here, a little there. No, I don't want that. For what? The game, either you pay $59.99 or you get it from
Game Pass.
From Game Pass, right?
Game Pass.
Or you get the multiplayer totally for free. Yo, just release it when the game is done. I want that, man. That game is too important for the company, man. Don't release a half-ass game.
So
that's all. That's all.
Since we're on Microsoft, Narz, didn't you want to get a little spicy? Didn't you have a couple things you want to say?
To piggyback off of what Danny just said, obviously Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out. It's in the final stretch of development. Obviously, it had major delays, but Danny, we live in 2020. You don't get shit without having a DLC. And I feel like Cyberpunk may just have that same kind of que sera. And so we're gonna see what CD Projekt Red does. But when it comes to Halo, I think you're gonna get DLCs. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Wait. You talking about updates? You're not talking about.
I'm talking about
update patches. Not DLC is more of you're extending the game with DLC. You're talking about.
I mean, there are some. Okay, let's talk about Red Dead Redemption 2, where you can actually be turned into a deer. There are packages that come later on, but they might not be necessary for launch. So even though you're saying that they're gonna be, you hoping for it not to have that problem, it's gonna have that problem. Considering what happened with 2020, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, but that's a game that's been developed for over 5 years. Now it's going to be over 5 years now. That's the lamest excuse. I'm sorry. There's
Microsoft
no way.
made even lamer excuse. They told everyone from Mixer to go to Facebook. That's a thing. Come on. We talk about Microsoft here.
No, man. Look, man. Bungie has been developing Halo for how long now?
How many years? Bungie hasn't been developing Halo. It's been.
Do you know? And my co-host was the one that brought this up on our show.
343 maybe about.
He said 343 has been developing Halo as long as Bungie's been with when they've been working on that game.
Yes, and we remember the Bungie games and not the 343 games.
There you go.
Now, just to point that one out.
How many games from Bungie, from Halo, that is actually really good?
1, 2, 3. Also Reach.
And Reach. How many 343 games that's actually good of Halo from them?
Oh, don't forget Halo Wars, bro.
Because Halo 4 was okay. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Halo 5 campaign was.
It was all over the place.
Multiplayer was good, and that's it.
Yeah.
Master Chief Collection, all over the place. That thing was it was good. It was multiplayer wasn't good. It was buggy. Then they hired someone to develop in that game, and then they did it themselves, and it took a long time. That's what I'm trying to say. Release a game. Take your time, release it. I'm a fan of Halo. I want a good product. That's all.
I have to say, my favorite Halo game now these days is Destiny 2. That's it.
Wow, and that's a Bungie game. That's a Bungie game.
Yeah, because it feels good to play. It's like they just made the Halo mythology its own fucking world and went bonkers on it.
They expanded on it. It's a but yo, Destiny's a great game, man.
It's a good game.
Destiny's so good.
If Activision didn't get in the way, it'd probably be even better originally.
But like the game feel, like the way it feels to play, like run around and shoot things and jump around, is just like, oh, that's just Halo. They just made a Halo game.
I remember,
and layered all this shit on top of it.
I remember when I got, it's so sad, I'm gonna say this right now, right? So I got Destiny 2, right? I paid $100 to get like the complete like Ultimate Edition, everything in it. I'm like, yo, I'm playing Destiny 2. We going in, right? Turn the game on, right? And I literally played. So if you start in like their version of like the Nexus or Tower in Destiny 2, there's a soccer thing.
Yes.
I literally spent like 3 hours playing soccer with random people, just like hitting the ball, and then afterwards I just never turned the game back on.
Yo, the missions you just
that was the closest thing to Blitzball I've ever gotten, and I'm just like, besides like Rocket Arena and Rocket League, and I said Arena, Rocket League, and that was it. That was it for me. Yeah.
No, but you know why I'm saying that I want companies to take their time? Look, games are getting too expensive to buy, $60, right? And I just want companies to just create an amazing game that's going to last for a very long time. Grand Theft Auto, I know Rockstar take their time with those games, right? You know, so
but those are yeah.
But like that's what I want. I don't want like to say Call of Duty. There was a time that they were releasing a studio will release a Call of Duty game every 2 years. They had to add a couple extra studios, so now a certain studio could take a longer time working on a Call of Duty game so it could be better. Yeah. Because it felt like it was just copy and paste type thing.
Treyarch and Infinity Ward, they just kept passing it off back and forth.
Those other companies too, but yeah.
I think Sledgehammer too.
I still think
Sledgehammer. Yeah.
I think Infinity Ward's games were the best of those.
Yup. Fuck Black
100%.
Ops. Yup.
Really?
Black
You guys don't like? I like Black Ops. They were the ones that
fine.
introduced zombie mode.
World at War.
That was Call of Duty 5, dude.
No, that was a pretty...
World at War was fine.
World at War.
I was not a... I was more like Black Ops.
But you were a fan of running on people with muskets and just going, ah! That shit was fire. World at War was it. Like, yo, you come out the ditch and just, yeah, that shit was... Yo, you know what you talk about, Danny. You're a gaming expert? No. You talking about...
First of all, I never consider myself...
fucking industry
I never consider myself an industry expert. Never. I'm just a fan of games. That's all.
You ain't a fan of...
I just play games.
You just play games? So what's been a game you've played recently that makes you go, this is why I love video games?
Recently, besides the Outer Worlds, The Witcher.
Oh my God, this guy's saying the same.
Which one? 1, 2, or 3?
The Witcher 3.
On the Switch.
3 is the greatest game of this generation, better than Red Dead Redemption. I personally think Red Dead Redemption is Part 2 is a very boring game.
Wait, whoa.
I fell asleep playing that game, yo. I fell asleep.
So Danny doesn't
beautiful.
like narrative games, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Danny just doesn't like narratives. That's fine. I mean, if you don't
No, I do. I just don't like Red Dead
Redemption 2 was like the best narrative game in the last like 5 years. That was a blockbuster.
Danny, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Halo 5 Guardians. Was it good or bad?
Bad.
Okay. He saved himself.
Right.
He saved himself for a second.
I have faith in you.
No. I play good games, not overrated games.
What?
I mean, look. I think that raises a really fair issue, which is to say, yes, there was so much hype around Red Dead Redemption 2 that it could never live up to any of it. I agree with that. However, that game was like that narrative was the best I've seen in the blockbuster game. It's just
Thank you, Bijan. Thank you.
Look, voice acting, top notch. The game looks beautiful. Oh my God, in 4K.
Bro,
beautiful.
What did you like about the story? What did you like about the story?
I just felt like it was just boring.
What was boring about it?
You know what it is? It felt... Look. You know why? Here's the reason why. It took too long to get
That's part of the journey.
I don't like it, yo.
Bro,
I didn't get that with Grand Theft Auto.
Bro, you're riding a horse. You're not driving a Ferrari.
No, I didn't get that.
What are you talking about? You're literally in the Wild West where it took days, weeks, and months to get from one end of the place to the other. We don't have Lamborghinis and helicopters whipping it.
Part 1 was a better game, in my opinion.
It was almost the same time in length.
Part 1 is a better game.
Bro, what are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, yo. It's my opinion. It's my opinion.
Your opinion is false.
No.
It's okay to have bad opinions.
Thank you. No, it's not okay to have any opinion like that. That's terrible.
It's okay to have terrible opinions. That is legal. I am starting a rumor right now that Danny can't read. Chat, please spread this. Danny Peña can't read.
Wait, what? Why you say that? Why you say that? Why you say? No,
Because
I
the
just
writing in
don't.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is some of the some of the best writing in
GTA
video.
It's
bro,
good.
that
It
Rockstar's
just
ever done.
takes too long. Okay, I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it.
The point is that you're supposed to identify with Arthur Morgan's day-to-day dumb shit struggle. Like, you have to get in it. It's boring to make a point. Like, it's not supposed to, like, it's like reading Dostoevsky or fucking Kafka or some shit. Like, it's like,
I think we should have rip apart Danny's preference in games. I think that's totally fine.
No, it's not that. I just that's how I feel. You can't force me to like a game.
You know what?
I forced myself playing that game. I didn't get that game for free from Rockstar. I purchased that game, and I played it, and I fell asleep. I fell asleep.
I'm
playing. I
genuinely
forced myself
surprised
to play that game.
Brosat said he's genuinely surprised by your opinion. Danny.
Yes,
But
look,
1:37 p.m. got your back. They said they
everybody
love you.
is gonna have opinions about games, but that's the beauty about opinions.
Nah,
like,
everybody's got
gonna
one,
have.
right?
Everybody's gonna
Yeah.
like certain type of games, and that's fine. I don't like. There's games that I like that you don't like, and
Like
that's
what?
fine.
Like what?
Sunset Overdrive. I like that game. People,
That's a great game.
a lot of people don't like that game, and I
think that's a
respect
pretty
that.
good game. Yeah.
I respect that.
Give me
Like,
another one.
I like you. I like Witcher 3. You don't like Witcher 3.
What are you talking about?
Well, no.
What are you talking about?
Question-
We love Witcher
question
3.
for
You
you.
like Witcher 3 on
Yeah.
the Switch.
No, I played on Xbox and the Switch.
Dude, we love Witcher
Wait,
3.
Danny, what game stories do you like though? Like, I'm genuinely curious. Yeah. What are your favorites so far?
Outer Worlds is good. I love Tomb Raider series, the most recent ones. I love that. Do you like? You guys like that or no?
I haven't played them,
Play it.
You did it?
but I heard. I was reading reviews and it said, like, I remember writers that I respect were like, yeah, the story's actually good this time.
No, it's really good. But that's the thing. Everybody's gonna have opinions, man. Like, look, I love games like Tetris Effect. Like, I like that. I like Mario Odyssey, which is amazing too.
Yeah, great game.
Yes, great game.
Really good game. Yeah, I don't
Listen,
like Pokemon.
Danny-
You like
Danny's-
Pokemon? You know?
Yeah,
Oh,
there you
well,
go. How you don't like Pokemon, bro?
See, but look, I respect how that game changed.
You know what
the
it
industry.
is that you never got the experience of being a kid playing Pokemon.
No,
Yeah.
I played that on the original Game Boy. It was just not
Yeah,
for
but
me.
were you
And
like
I'm an
7
RPG
or
guy.
8 when you played Pokemon?
I was a little bit older. But,
Exactly. You don't
but it's
you don't know
fine.
what it feels like to get that on Christmas from your mom. You open it up, it's Pokemon Blue, Red, or whatever. You get that fresh Game Boy. You open that shit and
Yeah.
you put that shit in and you sweating when you got to pick between Charmander, Bulbasaur, and Squirtle. You know what that feels like, Danny. That's the problem.
Yeah,
That's the problem. Disconnected.
I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what else to tell you.
All I have to say is,
Yeah,
gamers, please rise up.
Gamers, please rise
Danny,
up.
moving on though, since we gotta keep this along. What about Marvel's Avengers? Did you get a chance to play that one?
Okay, I have the game. Shout out to Square Enix for sending me that game. I finished the game. I do not see myself playing the end game. I think the story was really well done. Besides that, I'm done with it. Kamala,
interesting.
Miss Marvel, amazing. I love the characters, great voice acting. Everything was good from the beginning to the end. But there's no reason for me to continue to play. Like, let's say Destiny, when you finish the campaign, there's cosmetics, there's stuff to do in there.
It's a service. It's
There's
not
a
just a game.
service. I just don't see it with this game, man. Like, I'm done.
Yeah, I saw my friend playing it. He was streaming it last night to our Discord group, and I was watching it. And the first thing that ticked me off was hearing Jarvis's voice actor. And since Jarvis wasn't an original Marvel character, and they added him after like the Iron Man craze that added Jarvis, I'm like, you couldn't afford the Jarvis voice actor just to like be Jarvis, because like that's the thing with me. Like I think we've all grown accustomed to hearing specific voices from these characters now, since MCU one of the biggest things ever. And I just listen to everybody talk, and I'm just like, I just can't get behind this.
You know who was the highlight of the whole game? Was Kamala.
Of course, yeah. I mean, she was made for the game.
She was the one. I actually met her, the voice actress, during New York Comic Con last year, pre-COVID, of course. And she was super excited. Like, you could tell, like, she couldn't wait to like for people to actually play a game and see like the story about Kamala. Dude, I had an amazing time playing with her. Like, when you start unlocking all the characters, I was always picking her instead of Hulk or Iron Man or Thor. Like,
Her playing as Hulk is like super satisfying though.
no, it is.
Like
It
when
is.
you smash
like,
Hulk,
even
smash.
Thor too. Like, I amazing characters, but something about Kamala that I just love her voice acting, her as a character overall. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was amazing, I think, man. But
Is Spider-Man in
after
this
you
one?
finish the campaign, I don't know if you see yourself playing that for a very long
Is
time.
Spider-Man in this one?
No, Spider-Man is coming out next year for the PlayStation
No,
4 and 5.
so wait, no, he's not in the Marvel Avengers.
No, he's not in this
Oh,
game.
that's just whack,
He's
right?
not.
I'm
in this game.
definitely not
Remember, they have an exclusive deal
Yeah, with Sony.
for only
Sony,
with
yeah.
Sony. Yeah, but here's the thing: by the time that DLC comes out for the PlayStation, dude, people are gonna move on. There's the new next gen consoles. There's
Definitely
Cyberpunk.
cash
There's a
grab
bunch
game.
of stuff,
It's like
man.
come out, make money, and then we're done.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
do we-
I think that was good just to get people to buy the PlayStation version just for that.
So, two things. First, Fortnite is doing a Marvel storyline. Like it's only
Again?
Marvel characters right now, and it is so fucking weird because
Yeah.
it's like the most degraded form of comic book heroes.
Mhm.
Secondly, it's just like the character models are good, but like there's like weird voice acting, and there's a whole storyline that doesn't really make any sense. But it is kind of dope to drop Thor's hammer on people in front of you. Like that's kind of tight.
Or to dress
Or
up
like-
as Mystique.
Right, yeah, or Iron Man's Unibeam or whatever. It's pretty fun. But I do have a question for all of you. Do we actually think next gen consoles are coming out this year?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes?
Why not? I mean, the Xbox just announced
it's
their
coming
prices.
in November.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I'm just like, okay, like the country, like COVID is not going away. People do not have jobs. The economy's in shambles.
That still
Like
means
I'm
the
just,
snake. That's still coming out.
like
So here's what I heard now for the past couple months from Phil Spencer, and I think also Sony. They're good with the consoles. The hardware is fine. It was more of the software side of games because remember the developers are working on those games from home. So there was chances of Halo being delayed. Like I heard about this months ago during like different interviews that Phil was saying, Phil had in the past. And same thing with Sony too, man. But here's the thing. I know everybody's excited about Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
I'm not.
That game was coming out for the PlayStation 4. But they were like, hey, let's save that game
We need content for the
and
PS5.
release it on PlayStation 5.
that
But
makes
it's not a
sense.
game.
Because there's not what besides that,
It's not a game though.
Ratchet and Clank is not
It's
it's not
DLC.
ready for launch day. That's like launch window, so that's coming out 2021. But besides that, dude, like there's nothing really else to buy, man.
Spider-Man's not a
You're
game.
playing when you buy Spider-Man, Miles Morales, whoever's
It's
pre-ordering that
DLC.
game for the PlayStation 5, that's an 8-hour, maybe most 10-hour game.
Yeah, it's DLC.
That's it. That's why the rumor is Sony's going to add Spider-Man, the original game, enhanced for PlayStation 5 with that game because that game is so short. So imagine you buy that game for $59.99 and you finish it within 8 hours.
I mean, it's,
I'll be
yeah.
pissed.
Yeah.
I'll be
I mean,
mad.
it's
I mean,
the
I'm not buying it.
It's the same conversation with the Final Fantasy VII remakes. Is like they're gonna charge six. First of all, they want to release more of them very quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but that means you're gonna get shorter games at the same price point of $60, and really you're just taking a 5-hour storyline or 10-hour storyline from each disc and just adding a bunch of shit to make it like 40 or 50 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Not that necessarily it's actually story like it's gonna weigh on the story at all. And like they don't know how many of those they're gonna make, and that's gonna be like maybe you're gonna spend $300 or $400 to play the entirety of Final Fantasy VII Remake when it's finally all said and done because money. But yeah, it's like take a DLC, that 8-hour DLC thing that's Miles Morales, because it's not a game, it's DLC. It's just
An expansion. I call it
It's
more an expansion.
fucking
than a
DLC, bro.
But here's the thing. Here's the
I
thing.
remember
that
expansion
game.
packs.
Sorry, go ahead.
special
Bijan.
passes.
So remember expansion packs. Just thinking about expansion packs. Please go on.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is, imagine you guys, and also you, Narz, so you bought Spider-Man, right? Why would you buy a $59.99 game again on the PlayStation 5 with just Miles Morales as a part of it if you already have that game? Why not have a separate digital version, pay like maybe $39.99 for Miles Morales? I think that's fair, right? I think that's fair. And have it like that. You don't need to buy
Okay.
a full $59.99 game.
So, Holly just said in chat, she said, hours of gameplay shouldn't be a reflection of the game's value. And of course, Bijan agreed with it. I mean, yeah, that's true. But when a game is $60, it's like I should be getting a lot of content in there.
the Final Fantasy VII remake that you are using as an example is a terrible example because a lot of people have been waiting for this game, and just the fact that it was remastered and the battle system was completely different from the original turn-based, like you can't put money on that. Like I'd say I got a bargain because in addition to that, like it's a beautiful game. They completely revamped it.
Oh, sure.
So it's like, and I feel like with for the original Final Fantasy VII game, you got 4 discs for one price, whereas this you have to literally pay $60 for each 4 of the discs, but then it's added to it. So I feel like that example was probably not the best example.
Added to it? I don't know, man. Because like,
I feel like I don't know. The other thing is like for me, like I play a lot of indie games, and they're all priced very differently. Yeah. Like than obviously big budget games. So you're never really spending $60. That said, like a lot of those games are just incredible, and like dude, like I would have gladly paid more. Do you know what I mean? Like. And so that's like I guess that's the angle that I'm coming at it. Like Undertale, for example, is a game that's like $15 is worth at least $40 or $50, right? Like that game is incredible.
Awesome. Totally agree.
And like Deltarune was free. You know what I mean? Like that's also a great game. So I don't know. I mean, I actually do feel a little uncomfortable adding the like money, like equating money and hours like played, because I don't know if that calculation is always worth it, because I think like even like incidental games. And incidental like games that you happen to buy can also change your fucking life. I think I don't know. It's interesting because I do think I guess this is a consideration that really only applies to blockbuster games.
Yeah.
But I bought the Final Fantasy VII remake and I was like, this game is fine. I like the original much better. I bought Red Dead Redemption for the same price and I was like, holy shit, this game is fucking amazing. You know what I mean? And it was just like but it didn't have like I guess I was gonna spend the money anyway, so it didn't really matter to me. Like I was looking more for an experience than for like
a great game. I like to use an example that was like ridiculously overpriced was Fable 3. So Fable 3 came out. You got game. Fable 3. Fable 1 and 2 was great. Fable 3, I remember doing a midnight release at GameStop on Knickerbocker Avenue. I got the collector's edition. I ran home. Right, I was waiting for this game for forever, and I played through the game from 12:20 till 4 a.m. and I beat the entire game. And I spent $65 on that game.
Oof. See, that's
not worth it.
That's not worth it.
Yeah.
And to make things worse, Peter Molyneux will always say it's the greatest RPG of all time.
No, that shit is
Oh boy.
Every Fable game. And I asked him, I remember I interviewed him and I asked him, like, Peter, why is it that you always mentioning is the greatest RPG game of all time? But you know what it is? He worked on that. That's his baby. So I get it. When you work on something for so long,
sometimes you got a shitty baby.
You're going to say it's the greatest game ever, right? But us as from the outside of that bubble, we're like, this game is not that great, man.
But you still want fucking ham when they announce a new Fable, though.
Of course.
Am I wrong?
Of course.
Am I wrong?
Now this Fable,
brand loyalty.
This Fable, I'm excited because it's one of my favorite developers ever. They worked on Forza Horizon series.
Oh yeah,
Playground Games are the ones that been working on this for a while. So I love the Forza Horizon series. I'm excited to see what they've been working on with Fable. So it's not the same studio from before.
Yeah.
So let's make that right.
Narz, I just wanted to go back for a second, right? Because how you said like the value you got in Final Fantasy VII R, you felt like greatly outweighed. Like, like it was definitely a $65 game, which I'm going to agree. This part 1 was a $65 game. But after they released a statement that, hey, we're going to release these more frequently, and essentially they're going to be shorter, so they'll probably be like 20 hours, right, or 15 hours, but they're going to charge the same price. Instead of releasing, like if they release the same amount of content that came in part 1, I could see the $65 price. But when you tell me you're going to ramp up production to pump them out like Call of Duties, and you're going to charge the same price, that means to tell me you're just making expansions and DLC to your first game. Instead of just like...
I see it as more of they're using the name brand.
Yeah, you're making money.
More than anything else.
People are going to put $65 for this damn game every time you put it out. Like, hand over fist. Square Enix, Noble, they all in our pockets like, yo, you want that? You want Cloud? You want big swords?
But here's the thing, Narz. Let me ask you this, Narz. Narz, you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII series, right?
She was Tifa the other day.
Are you okay with that?
To be
59
quite honest,
Yeah.
I am okay with it. And I say that because of two reasons. The first one is I was too young to play the original Final Fantasy VII to its entirety. And now seeing it remastered and actually have a different... Because I didn't like turn-based. Like, I played Final Fantasy. I played the original Final Fantasy VII. I played 6. I played 8, 9, 10. But I feel like turn-based is not my thing. Them literally revamping it in the sense that it's a completely different game. You actually visually get a lot more cutscenes, a lot more cinematography. You get to experience the actual place. Like, you go to Midgard, bitch. Like, you are in the
Damn,
dirt of
she
Midgard.
said Midgard bitch.
Yeah, and it's like it's a completely different experience than actually playing. It's the same game, like, but literally they're saying everything verbatim. If you were put the both games at the same time, it's literally the same thing. But they did such a great job in making it an IP of itself, and I think that in itself is the value that comes from it. Yes, it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be necessarily shorter. I think it's going to be because the story has already been cut. They're going to go by that and obviously make it more beautiful, more lavish, obviously had really, really great fight scenes, but it's not going to take away from the series. It's just going to add so much more.
Yeah. It's interesting that you bring up, the remake thing is actually very interesting because I think if they hadn't put out Final Fantasy 15 and they just put out Final Fantasy 7, the remake, I would have been upset just because it feels like I one of the things I really dislike in terms of films is how Hollywood just keeps reusing IP and like nothing new ever comes out. And it would be like such a shame to see the game industry go all the way in that direction. I don't think it will because like there's still a blossoming indie game scene. Like there's still like
there's still a lot of room to go.
But still, I was just like, oh man, like I'm so glad you're not retreading your old shit. I'm so glad that do you guys play 15? I really liked that game.
You mean hang in your car simulator, bro?
Yes, bro. Road trip with my boys.
I watched
so
it
great.
getting played, and I was just like, this time around I wasn't really into it. I think the last Final Fantasy I played that was a new one was 13, and then when I saw Lightning Returns, I was like,
I tapped out.
I mean, it had a really great soundtrack. That song was dope. Oh, when that shit came on, I'm like, yo, this is fire.
You notice that every time we mention the game, he comes up with the soundtrack every single time.
Music is such an important part of the games.
It really is.
It is.
Music is important.
Like, tell me if that shit will come on, you're not going to get goosebumps right now. The back of your hair, your hair's going to grow back from hearing that.
The Halo.
Bro, that shit slaps so hard.
But speaking of like remakes,
goosebumps, man.
But speaking of like remakes and like games that are like being rehashed, we're on to the next Assassin's Creed, Valhalla. It got pushed up. Narz, can you take us through that a little bit?
Yes, so Assassin's Creed Valhalla is now set to come out in November 10th, according to Kotaku. That's a week earlier than it was supposed to be released, which was supposed to be November 17th. So are you guys excited for it? Are you guys hoping that it's going to be great?
I'm excited.
Wow, okay. Tell me how you really feel.
So I got to play the game a couple months ago, actually here in the studio. So shout out to you guys.
God, Danny's a consummate insider,
fucking plant.
I really enjoy the game. Now, here's a crazy theory, and I want to get your feedback about this. So, yes, a couple of days ago, it was announced that it was going to come out November 10th, the same day where Xbox Series X and S is coming out, right?
Yeah.
So, on the same post, it says the game is going to be 4K 60 frames per second, right? We haven't heard jack about the PlayStation 5 version. So, is it going to be the same? Is it? Now, and I'm asking you this too.
Yeah.
What if it's not 4K 60 frames per second for the PlayStation 5? Will you be okay with that?
Let me reframe what Danny just said. Xbox is better.
No,
PlayStation bad.
No, I'm not saying
it sucks. Is it gonna have 4K by Xbox when it comes out?
Here's the
Why
thing.
does Danny sound like Trump?
No, here's the thing.
Back
in 2013, it was the same situation, but it was flipped. PlayStation was getting this was 1080p. Xbox was upscale.
Yeah.
Or it wasn't 1080p
was there
at
a
all.
difference between the versions, or was it the actual?
No, it was because of the console. Like PlayStation 4. Easily.
So you're saying it's not as powerful as the Xbox Series X?
What I'm saying is, what is the reason that... No, because here's the thing. If you go back and you watch all the videos from tech bloggers or interviews from Xbox, and like I feel like, hey, here, come test out our hardware. Check it out. They even sent a bunch of tech bloggers to Redmond at the Microsoft headquarters, and they got to play. They got to check out the system specs, everything. Right? PlayStation, what they've done so far, I mean, they don't really need to do anything because they're number one right now. But only two things that I remember that Sony has done so far to promote the PlayStation 5. Last year, they had Wire 101 sit down with Mark Cerny to talk about more about the console, right? World exclusive. And then recently, a couple months ago, Jeff Keighley had the controller of the PS5 playing, I think it was a demo that's going to come for free on the with the PlayStation 5 console. That's it. They haven't really.
Don't forget
they
about
have
the
a
memes.
video of all the devs saying, "Oh, it's a great console," but honestly, I don't trust those videos. Even with Xbox, when they do that, I
course,
don't
you can
trust it
never
because
trust
that's PR nonsense. That's like PR BS.
This is straight out of engine, no trailer.
Oh, I love this. This is great for developers. No, I want people from the outside to test these things out. Is it legit? Is it good? Because you're paying $4.99, $3.99, or whatever the cost. Whatever the cost is.
Xbox was $3.99 and the S.
$2.99
S
and
is
$4.99.
No, $3.99.
$2.99.
starting at
is the S.
$2.99.
No, I'm talking about
$2.99.
the X is $3.99 and the S is $2.99.
No, X is $4.99.
No, it's not.
Dude, you're gonna tell me I have the press release.
The plant.
I have the press release. So you're gonna tell me?
I'm gonna get it right now.
Microsoft confirmed that the Xbox Series X will retail at $4.99.
Thank you.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Of course.
I mean, also, I mean, I think we should go back to that question that I feel like we've been talking about this for a little while on the show, but like, which consoles are you guys planning to get?
None.
You don't
All right.
I want to play
It's
League of
not
Legends.
PC, I don't buy consoles.
I don't have a PC, so I would like to get both
Main gear, hit 'em
PS5 and Xbox, right? I'm waiting to see the price for the PS5. Now, I'm very interested to get the S. Dude, $299.
Best value.
Pretty
you're gonna
good.
get.
Best
That's pretty
value,
good.
hands down. And here's what I love about that system, yo. I love that. Remember when
Please
a lot
tell us
of
what you love about Xbox.
when a lot
Game.
of people from back in the days when they wanted to buy a console, like, oh, my parents they don't have enough money for it, right? Even if it's $299, you don't need to pay $299. You could just pay $25 a month using that. The I think it's called all Xbox All Access.
Yeah.
You get that Game Pass for $25 a month for like 24 months. That's a bargain.
Yeah, you're pretty much doing it alone.
I don't see Sony doing that, and there's a lot of people that would love to have a Sony PlayStation console. It's gonna be difficult for them to because we're in a really tough times, man, right now, man.
Oh yeah, absolutely tough.
You
No
know,
one
so
has money.
make it easier for people to buy, dude. I think that's a win for everybody, man.
Yeah. I mean, Sony, if we go back to when Xbox unveiled the Xbox One, right? And when they dropped that, Sony waited for them to do their preview. And then everything that Xbox did, they went counterintuitive because no one was really for the Xbox, like the locking your games to consoles and you can't really share the games. And Sony just said, hey, this is how you share the game.
And then it said $399. Look, I was at the
crazy.
PlayStation press conference when that happened. I was drinking a lot because they had a pre-party before the press conference started.
Uh-huh.
I had to go to the bathroom. So I'm in the bathroom and I hear,
So they made.
and I go outside. They were like, Danny, $3.99. I was like, what? I missed it. They were showing a whack trailer when I went to the bathroom. Like, what?
I mean-
that was gaming history.
Yeah.
$3.99. Everybody excited. Cheaper than the $4.99 console.
I mean, they can do it again because they do have the two models of the PlayStation 5, the non-disc and then the. I mean, are they going to do it because like Microsoft has like the money and market share and market cap to be able to like take a loss on console and it doesn't matter. But Sony doesn't nearly have as much money as Microsoft, so it's like they kind of have to price their things accordingly to like their costs. They can't take too much of it.
I mean, they also did take that huge L for the PS3, which like didn't sell as well as they wanted.
Oh my God.
To. So
That
they've done it once.
Bled money.
But here's the thing. If you think about Sony as a company, the only division that's making the most money is the console, the video game division. Because TV is a flop, phone flop, like it's not selling how it used to be back in the days, right? So
Bro, remember Sony Ericsson's? Yeah, I did too.
But here's the thing though, with Xbox, both of those consoles is more than that price, that the retail price. The reason why they're they making it cheaper. Microsoft is making that money back because of the services, because of Game Pass.
Yes.
Sony can't do that. And the rumor is next week, Xbox was supposed to announce both consoles, the price and the date. It was not supposed to be this week. It got leaked, so they had no choice, and they had to do that. Sony was about to announce this week. When that got announced, everything got paused from Sony. Now, supposedly, the rumor is they now are trying to match the console, not $299, but at least have it $399 the digital version and $499 the disc drive version. They have to do that. If they sell it more than that, it's a wrap.
Oh yeah,
a wrap.
Yeah,
nobody's gonna buy that, especially now with what we're going on right now with the economy.
I don't know, man.
Shit.
These PlayStation fanboys are kind of aggressive, bro.
No, the fans. I'm talking about the mass market.
Oh, the mass market.
Fans, hardcore. They're gonna buy. It could be, dude. When the PlayStation 3 came out, that shit was expensive, and the fans were lined up.
$600. Or was it $700?
It was $700, man.
Yeah.
But you got a PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 inside that fat thing.
Yeah, it did.
The fat one came with a lot of value.
Plus a Blu-ray drive, which not everyone had.
Which killed HD DVD at that time.
Yeah. And now look at everybody uses Blu-ray now.
Exactly.
You know, they had to take an L so we could all win.
So none of you are buying the new consoles at all?
No.
I'll probably buy the PS5 because I think what I'm going to do, I mean, this was my plan for 2020 is to fucking build a gaming PC and just get Game Pass instead of buying an Xbox, which I think Microsoft is that's what they're incentivizing, right? That's the whole ecosystem. Is they want to just keep people locked in and being able to access their games.
What about you,
I will personally not be giving a penny of my purchasing power to Microsoft. You can go suck a dick. I remember Mixer, so no.
Hey,
damn,
but Narz, you're still playing PC, which is Windows, which is equals to Microsoft.
If I could Linux, I would, but I can't.
Oh, damn! What? No, you know I love you, man. You know I love you, Narz.
Man, you hate Microsoft so much you run Linux, bruh.
Yeah,
bruh.
That's how, bruh.
Damn, Mixer gave a bad name to Microsoft.
I mean, Narz said she wanted to spill some tea today. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it, Narz.
You know what? I guess we could just say it now. So I actually I don't have a lot of faith in Microsoft considering this year, even with the release of the numbers for their consoles. I don't really have a lot of faith. I mean, we've seen some inkling to some of the games that are going to be coming out for launch, but Halo Infinite's not there, so whatever. I guess it's their number one product is not going to be there. But I guess you're right. We're going to be waiting until next year to make sure that it's good. But we've already been shown time after time after time that Microsoft is not really good at following up on their promise. Look what they did to Mixer. Look what they did to Ninja. And honestly, do they even have the money to make this foolproof? And are we going to be seeing the same disasters that happened to some of the consoles when they first released, the first generation, that they just are faulty? And I feel like it's going to happen more so this year because of what happened, with 2020 and COVID. And obviously, there are a lot of hardware that some of these manufacturers just don't have access to. They're not manufacturing it as much. So I'm wondering if push comes to shove and holiday season comes, are we really going to see the consoles? I agree with Bijan. I really am I'm doubting that they're going to have these coming out, or if they do come out, they're not going to be great. They're going to be falling apart as soon as people walk out the store. I really do not have any faith in Microsoft at all.
Red Rings of Death are coming back.
Narz, I'll tell you.
Come on, I remember those.
This is gonna be kind of controversial, but I'm gonna mention this. You should thank Nintendo and Microsoft for two reasons. Nintendo been kicking butt with Nintendo Switch, perfect price, $299. That forced Microsoft to do the same exact thing in order for them to be competitive now more than ever, right? Sony is super comfortable. They need competition.
They do.
That forced them to now lower the price of their console. Why hasn't Sony announced a damn thing about the price? If they're number one when it comes to sales of this generation, when it comes to console,
because they want to make sure.
If it was $399, they could have done this shit a long time ago, but they haven't.
Why show your card? Why show your hand though?
What do you mean? Because if you're first place, who gives a fuck about your competition? Who cares?
Well, I mean,
Just
it's a new
announce
cycle.
it.
It's a new cycle. You gotta give a fuck now. Like now is the time to give a fuck.
No, so they're worried about Microsoft then and Nintendo.
I mean,
They're
I
worried
would
about
be.
if they're number one. Who gives a Nintendo's is in the whole world. Like they have the Super Mario 35th anniversary limited time. They don't give a fuck what Microsoft and Sony is doing. You're gonna buy this. It's only gonna be available till March, and the fans went crazy, and they're gonna actually buy it.
But
right?
I mean, I also think this is going back to like the old console argument. Like, I really do think Nintendo's doing a completely separate thing than Microsoft.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Like they just don't. It's not even the same planet. You know, like Nintendo is like they have their thing. Everyone else has their own thing, but like the console wars are only Microsoft and Sony. Like you're gonna buy a Nintendo product,
but
regardless,
not
you know?
even though, not even though, because Microsoft is in their own plane when it comes to services. PlayStation is doing what's been working for them for years, and they've been doing pretty good job with that. Man, they're selling a lot of consoles. You want to buy the new God of War, the new whatever Horizon, buy the PlayStation 5. It's not going to be available on PlayStation 4, and if you want to play the old games, you have to subscribe to PlayStation Now. That's it. And people are going to do it because they're fans of the console, man. They're fans of the brand, man. And that's
I mean, also the
drop.
games. The games.
I hope it doesn't. I'm gonna say this, and I hope it doesn't offend any of y'all. But I feel like the reason why Sony is doing what they're doing is because Microsoft will never overachieve. They always try to hit the middle. They always are going to be mediocre and average when it comes to all of their services and everything they have. So by sidestepping and allowing Microsoft to take the spotlight, they could be like, okay, we're doing better than that. We're good. They can check themselves against Microsoft and not have to worry, because when it's like Game of Thrones, and I thank you, Holly, for this. When you on the throne, you watching everybody. You can't trust anybody.
Do you know the parable of the sword of Damocles? You know, like what the and you do.
They definitely don't know. Go ahead, Bijan. Toss the parable.
No, I mean you know what it is, right? Like
I know what it is, but let everybody else know.
Okay, so there was a fucking oh man, all right, this goes back to a whole thing. There was the assistant to a king. His name was Damocles. He was like, hey bro, can I be king for a day? And king was like, yeah, okay, fuck it. And so he got to be king for a day. But like the thing that the king did was he put a sword. He hung a sword by a strand of horsehair, a very sharp sword, above the throne, so this guy would understand like what it's like to be on top, and like what it's like to have everybody wanting your back. And so at the end of the day, this guy Damocles was like, yo, take me out of this, get me out of here. I hate this. Like, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me, because he was like, I'm gonna die soon from this sword that's literally hanging over my head.
To quote the great
But
Tupac,
that's like,
all eyes on me.
but I do love that. I just want to pause here and say, I do love that Narz is just like, yo, Microsoft, suck my dick from the back.
No,
she
and
said
that-
she was gonna do that
She
shit.
has the right to say that, but you need Microsoft if you're a fan of Nintendo and PlayStation. You need it. You need competition. Like I said before, man.
Yeah,
You
1:37 p.m.
don't want PlayStation to release half-ass products. The reason why there's online service on the PlayStation, it was because of Xbox.
Yeah.
The reason why there's PlayStation Plus, Xbox Live. So you need competition.
Yeah, 1:37 p.m. said, I think Microsoft makes a lot of chess plays that will play out in the future. Which is just, I mean, they set the standard.
Mixer didn't play out really well. Ninja didn't play out really well.
Who
cares? I'm not a fan of Mixer. Mixer's dead. Let's move on.
It's like Mixer's dead. They're never coming back.
I think Microsoft.
I wouldn't remember forever, ever.
No, I get it. I'll be salty too.
Wait, hold on one second. I just want to say this about Narz. Narz, you're defending Mixer so much, but you've played yo-yo with streaming platforms for as long as I've known you. You've been on Live Me, you've been on Facebook Gaming, you've been on YouTube, you've gone back to Mixer, you went to Twitch. I don't want to hear you saying that when you've jumped all over these platforms.
Listen, don't be mad that I got money from my hustle. I jumped around.
I'm not saying that. That's what she's calling
Here it is.
Come for me.
Oh my God.
That's what you call it now? Listen, I was securing the bag. And you're defending the dead ship right now? Get out of here, yo.
Listen,
flip-flop.
Mixer. Rest
Matter of fact,
The thing is, Microsoft has always been bad at social service. Any service thing they've been bad at.
Yeah.
Game Pass is the first service they've ever been good at.
You talking about
Like,
Xbox Live
straight
at Xbox Live for 360 was amazing.
Okay, all right, you know what?
Wait. Time
You're
out.
correct. Gabe,
Time
you're
out.
correct.
They were bad at Mixer. That's 100%. But they've been better promoting the services than PlayStation. PlayStation is good at hardware promotion.
Yes.
Horrible with services. Remember PlayStation Home?
But like, think about
PlayStation Home. Please tell
But,
me
like-
who tried PlayStation Home.
But-
that was a terrible service.
But I mean, look, think about Microsoft is a company that provides enterprise services. Of course, they're better at that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But like consumer services, they're incredibly bad at. Like, think about Bing, bro.
What about
Bing is terrible.
Bro,
Bing
Internet
is terrible.
Explorer was
Bing,
fire,
dude.
bro. What are you talking about?
Bing,
Internet
hello?
Explorer was fire, bro.
Wait, but you get free points though when you use Bing.
He's right. Matter of fact, like I want to bring this up right now because before we get lost in the topic, we were talking about this earlier on our you weren't there for the call, but it was on
Yeah.
our pre-production call, and Narz is now verified, right? She's got the blue check.
Oh, God. Here
As
we
she
go.
quote unquote hustling platform.
Hey,
developer
Nars,
over here.
Nars, welcome to the blue check.
I
man.
want to point this
Welcome
out.
to the family,
I'm the
Narz.
only host on this stream without a check.
Good reason.
Wow.
Wow.
Yo, you know
Damn.
what?
Coming for
That's
his
it. That's a
neck.
mic drop.
Matter of fact, look, Bijan said today, right? And I personally think the Twitter check means more than any other platform with the check. Bijan says he thinks the Instagram check means more than any other check.
I think that the Twitch partner check actually means more than
Hell no.
than
Yeah,
Instagram.
Hell no.
Twitch.
100%.
I have the Twitch one, and,
Bro, we're checked.
and it's whatever.
And we
I
have 21
personally
viewers.
feel-
We're checked. What are
Personally,
you
for me,
talking about?
No. I'm saying if you tried to make partner right now on Twitch, it takes way more effort than doing it on Instagram or on, like, I guess Twitter is not the same thing. But
Well,
like,
yeah,
no.
because, I mean, you're competing with viewership, and there's not enough viewers to go around to warrant everybody getting partnered.
Okay, here.
Technically, if you have like 10,000 followers or 20,000 followers on YouTube,
Yeah.
you get Twitch partner.
I mean, on
automatically.
Instagram, literally, I know so many people who are just IG models who have checks that, like, you've
Yeah,
probably never
but
seen before.
But being hot is also like a cheat code for every social platform. Doesn't matter which one.
That is
You just gotta
true.
pick one.
That's true.
But, like, if you go on Twitter, you don't see that many people with
Yeah,
checks.
because Twitter's for gremlins, dude.
Nah.
Also, you-
No.
everybody-
Look.
So
I
everybody
personally.
I know. Wait, sorry. Everybody
Yeah.
I know is verified because in 2013 and 2014, Twitter was just giving the check marks out. Like everybody got one. So like, if you were on, like
Yeah.
that's on you, bro.
And now we're in 2020, and now they don't give any checks
Nah.
out. And whenever you see a check, it means something now more in 2020. Whereas Instagram, I know bot accounts with checks. Like,
But
there's
it's
no
the I
bot
can say
accounts
the
on
same
Twitter with
exact thing
checks.
about Twitch though, because we're partner. I really don't really push it. Like I'm like whatever, we'll stream and
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
you
just
know,
because you have a
but-
check doesn't mean you get more
But
viewers.
to me, Twitter, I get a bigger audience than Twitch with my check mark.
Yeah, but it's different. I mean, I think here the distinction here is like personal accounts versus like brand accounts. Like that's sort of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Like none of us are personally partnered on Twitch. Like that's a totally different fucking thing. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Mhm.
I agree with that.
Having had a blue check for a long time on Twitter and having had one for at least a couple years on Instagram, I can tell you the check that matters most is like yeah, okay, if I tweeted a celebrity, they'll see my tweet, but like it doesn't fucking matter because like nobody actually looks at their mentions or their DMs anymore. Like Twitter is like people have gotten away from the meaning of like Twitter is just like a place for like funny things. It's not a place for anything like really public. Like publicizing a stream or whatever, publicizing anything you actually want to do on Twitter doesn't work that well. And it's it doesn't work as well as any of the other check marks you might otherwise use, is what I'm trying to say.
I don't know, man. I feel like whenever you tweet, like for example, experiment like using 368 account for that tweet from the 368 account. I mean, like regularly tweet, we don't get that many engagements, right? But when like for example, David Blaine was doing his Ascension thing, right? And that's another one with like the Elon Musk thing. So like when I was doing live tweeting for David Blaine, because we have that chat mark and we're talking on a very active like part of the conversation, our tweet gets seen before other people's tweets, and it's highlighted, which is when you're part of the conversation. That means a lot. So like that tweet got like 80,000 views on that one, and like I did like 4 or 5 tweets, and like YouTube saw it and they retweeted it, and like et cetera, et cetera. We go back to the Tesla one, right? I did a Tesla tweet. Elon Musk saw it. He retweeted it because of that.
So
whereas like on IG, that's not built in.
no. But here's the difference. Here, yeah, you're right, because the retweet function was actually it was asked for by users so much that Twitter actually put it in. But here's the difference: using the 368 account, like 368 has 60,000 followers on Twitter. Like the thing, if you're a blue check with like 3,000 followers, it doesn't fucking matter. No one fucking looks at your shit. Like, the other signal here that is going unrecognized is like the whole following of the 368 account. Like, people don't give a shit if you have under like 20,000 followers. Like, no one just
that's
no
a
one
lie. That's a lie because right now I have like over 11,000 right now. But before, when I got the check mark, I was like 7,000, I think it was. And I will reply or retweet or like certain tweets or even with my posts. And I feel like it stood out more because I have a check.
Yeah,
and I didn't have no 20,000 followers.
Like Bijan, I think you're not, when we think about this in terms of like, I guess, growth mechanics, you're not trying to grow your Twitter, right? Like if you were out there like acting like replying to stuff, being engaged, like you tweet a lot of like organic things like thoughts that come to your mind, which is like you're banking on like your built-in audience that follows you to like engage with that. But if you were engaging with more people's stuff, that automatically gives you an advantage if you're talking about the growth and impressions rate because you're going to be shown before the a million other people on that volume
100%.
tweet.
No,
which is like an OP mechanic. And that's also in like IG as well, but it's just not as like I said, I feel like everybody's verified on IG from everywhere in the world.
Wait, but just to throw my 2 cents into there and just to clarify, because you are
verified.
I'm newly verified, so I still feel like a pleb that doesn't have it. But what I wanted to say is that as soon as I got the check, something opened up on my, when you go to your notifications to see who has like replied to your tweets,
you have like verified notifications and stuff.
You got verified and the thing is that it automatically goes to verify whenever you get a notification. So when I'm actually looking through, and even my timeline has changed. My entire timeline has changed now to more verified accounts that are showing up on my timeline. Yep. I'm now seeing just verified notifications, just verified people like replying back. So I think people who have verified and who have a lot of, obviously followers, stuff like that, they're more inclined to see the verified comments and replies. So if like you tweet something out, it's not going to show up most of the time on other people's verified timeline because you're just the noise that's happening in the ether of Twitter. And to say that's just part of the UI design. Unfortunately, that's just what Twitter is about, and that's pretty much what it is. What I will say is if you're looking to get Twitter verified, from what I understand, it's pretty much being able to have reputable brands recognize you in that sphere or in that platform. So, and this is across everything. So with Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, if you can be verified as the identity that you are stating you are. So with me, I was in the Washington Post. I was on the Discovery Channel. I'm on HyperX's new game. I'm on this thing. So it's like I have all these other brands tagging Narz, verifying that I say who I am. So it was organic that I got Twitter. So yes, I didn't have to suck dick for this. I didn't have to apply for this. I worked fucking hard for my verified check. So suck my dick, okay? That's all I have to say.
I didn't work hard for mine.
Narz is 100% is because of the hustle. It's not because, I just applied and I'll get my verified account. No, it's not. It's what she's saying, man. So yeah, 100%.
No, it's true. I mean, like, I guess the other thing is like Twitter used to just give these check marks out and they don't anymore. And that's why it's hard now. Like they realized there was currency in like withholding. Like it used to just be like you could just like if you were just a person on Twitter, they would verify you if you like wanted it. Like and so now like I mean actually
this is scandal. It was a whole scandal.
This has gone away lately, where it's like it used to be that like people would feel like really good for not being verified because you could just turn it down and it wouldn't matter. And now it's like I don't know. I think more people care about Twitter. And it used to just be like a lot of people talking to each other, and now it's just like the whole fucking world cares. But Narz, I think it is important. Like it is like your tweets do get seen more. But then again, like tweeting fucking sucks, man. It's like it doesn't like. I have a lot of friends who have 150K followers on Twitter, and it's just like it doesn't do anything for them in the same way that like having 150,000 followers on Instagram or on Twitch or any literally. No, it doesn't though. Like it really does not. Like you cannot turn Twitter fame into anything actually tangible. Like you can get like free pants maybe from like a startup.
Free pants.
But like trying to get money for your tweets is impossible. Like nobody cares because the other thing is like as soon as you start diluting your feed with like brand tweets, people stop paying attention. Your engagement rate goes down.
I think
It's
that
like
has a lot to
awful.
do with the UI for Instagram as well, where they have a Shopify like interface where like you can see something like an item or something that someone's wearing on Instagram, and it immediately takes you to go buy that item.
Yeah, the
Twitter
shopping
Twitter
store.
doesn't have that kind of like instant like when you invest in Twitter, you don't have immediate like return on investment. With Instagram, you do. You have that return on investment. Someone sees that bag, someone sees that beautiful model, they're like, "Oh my God, I want that makeup. I want that bag." Whereas Twitter, because it's not a visual platform, it doesn't have that same return on investments. Yeah, you can still have a live stream or something like that, but it doesn't speak more volumes than like, I like that, I want it. It's literally Ariana Grande. I want it, I see it, I got it, I want it. That's it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm gonna say right now? Fuck all three of you, you blue man group ass motherfuckers.
Wow.
You know what? Y'all all
Wait.
talking high and mighty from your position, and I'm one of the plebs in the dirt who don't
Here's
got
what
the
I'm
check,
doing.
and that's
I'm
all
gonna
I'm gonna
tweet you
say.
guys.
You
Nars-
blue
Nars
man
and-
group, bro. The blue
Lars and
man
Danny,
group.
I'm gonna tweet at you. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, that's what we're gonna do? You know
Let's
what?
do it.
Fine.
Let's do it
Yeah,
right
go
now.
ahead,
I have my
You
phone
know
right
what?
here.
Go ahead.
Let's
Do
do
it.
it.
I'll
No,
live
no,
with it.
no.
I'll live with
I'll
it.
add Gabe. I'll
You-
add Gabe. Please look at the tweet in the verified tab.
Speaking
That is
from your
cold.
podium right now. That's
That
fine.
is
Go ahead.
cold.
Look, this is the problem with the world right now. You three, with your blue checks, okay? Go ahead. Look, Danny's tweeting right now. Nars is tweeting. Bijan, I think Bijan just tweeted right now.
I'm working on it.
This
Mechanical support.
disgusting behavior right now I'm seeing from you.
I'm waiting for your
Disgusting.
tweet. I'm checking out the
Listen, Gabe,
verified account
I
area.
wish you would get the. I wish
I don't
you would
want it.
get
I don't
the
want it
verified
anymore. I don't
thing.
want it anymore.
Okay, so what's the point of us tweeting then?
I know, it was
I
just
thought
fun.
this is to help
It was
you.
just
Okay.
I'm just trying to show love to Gabe, man.
Uh-huh.
And
we
Gabe
go.
is hating.
Bijan.
It was a nice tweet. It was a nice tweet.
It was a nice
Let me
tweet.
see. Let me see the tweet.
But look at it in the verified tab.
I
Look
can't
at
look
that.
at it in the verified tab.
I know
He
you
wrote,
can't.
he wrote, you want me to tell you?
Go ahead.
You want to read it?
You go ahead. You go ahead.
How does it feel not to be verified, Gabe? Twitter, can you help or what?
I'm done with the show, bro. That's it. That's it. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. All right, bet. You know what?
Twitter,
I
please.
liked it, so he could get verified. I liked
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta get Gabe verified.
We got
That's
some
what we should do.
questions in
Chat. Get
Chat.
Gabe verified.
it. Yeah.
Gabe can't get Gabe verified. Gabe has to be able to work with brands, and brands get Gabe verified. That's how it works.
Damn,
okay?
she's calling
Damn,
you
she is
lazy.
she is
You gotta
spitting
hustle,
facts.
bitch.
She's spitting
You
facts.
better work. That's what it is.
Man,
You
I
gotta
did. Can I just say I did something today where I was I saw Bossip tweeting about like trying to get Joe Biden like into the like doing captions or whatever for them, and I just hit my friend who is Joe Biden's creative advisor, and I was like, "Yo, make this happen," and it did. Like, look, man, there's a possibility here that we get you verified.
Hold on. Before we wrap up this conversation, I think the show for tonight. So I don't want to say your name, Quavi or Quavy. Is IG easier to grow than Twitter? And I think that Nars can have some insight on this, and I also can have a little bit of insight on this. But also, 1:37 p.m. is in the chat, and if you guys don't know, they are Gary V's media company, and I think that Aaron right now, who's running the account, he can shed some light in the chat to you as well on what's easier to grow. I personally feel that IG is way easier to grow than a Twitter.
It depends. It
Like,
depends.
I will be
Okay,
right
so
back,
one
guys.
example I'm going to use, right, is that on IG, I'm followed by Myth, TSM Myth, and I went from when he followed me, I went from literally I think 1,000 followers to I'm about to get 2,100 followers. And that's simply because since Myth is such a popular person and people are always following Myth, whenever you follow Myth, you get a recommended, and I appear in that recommended, and I get
that's
followed
dope.
by those people who follow Myth. And I know it is because I get followed by Fortnite kids all the time. And then also just going into using what 1:37 p.m. would use as their growth strategy. Gary V's, I think $1.80. Going on to people's IG posts, top 90 posts and talking about the content. People just see that and they engage. And I think following people on Instagram is actually way more acceptable than following people on Twitter. I feel like with Twitter, people are way more secure with their follow and what they engage in and what they retweet. Nars, as being the social media expert in the chat, in the room. right now.
I'm not gonna say I'm the social media expert, but I don't know about you, 1:37 p.m. But I have a very difficult time getting followers on Instagram. I feel like it's a lot easier and organic on Twitter just because of the type of person I am. I come from a journalist background. My medium used to be text, so I used to write articles. Whereas if you're a content creator that your medium is visuals and it's video, you're gonna be much more successful on Instagram and YouTube. Whereas if you're an artist, you're gonna be more successful on Instagram. But then there are of avenues where you can use whatever medium you have to transport to like Tumblr or Facebook or Twitter. But for lack of a better word, Instagram is a very visually oriented platform, and if you are a very visually oriented creator, you're gonna have much more success on Instagram. That's just my tea.
Okay.
I mean, we gotta wait for Bijan now to wrap up the show.
But I agree. I have many accounts all over the place, and yeah, I have Instagram there. I have it's like what 2,000+ followers, but I feel like what I've been posting on Twitter stands out more. It goes out more to people.
Yeah, but that's
even
also your
before.
medium.
But even before I was verified.
Yeah.
Now it's even more because I'm verified.
Yeah.
So I started getting more people to follow me on Twitter because of the content I've been posting. Interviews, pictures, the podcast, video. Oh, actually, Twitter years ago gave me the video feature where I could put videos up to 10 minutes through there. So I've been posting that a lot more there than on YouTube because I'm been getting more
engagement
views on Twitter.
So I think the common thread here between like you and Narz is the fact that, I mean, both of you are kind of, I mean, Narz, you had journalist experience working in gaming. Same thing with you, Danny. In a way, you are a news reporter, like what you do, interviews and stuff like that. And those content mediums work really well on Twitter because people go to Twitter for news and stuff. Also, gaming. Big on Twitter. I think it's way easier to engage with the gaming community on Twitter than it is to engage on Instagram outside of like highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think like that's why it works really well for both of you. But I feel like unless you're like a celebrity or in that kind of space, when you're on IG, I feel like people who aren't necessarily like influencers or celebrity can grow an audience way easier because people like to get into, I feel like it's easier to get involved in like your interests and hobbies on Instagram. Like I can type in the surf hashtag, right? And I can find 100 surfers in New York and Rockaway and engage with those people very easily just from that. And those people do that because, they'll go to your profile. Oh, who left this comment? Let me look at his profile. Oh, he surfs, da-da-da. Or they'll check the story and stuff like that. I feel like that. I also like the DM aspect of Instagram since it's not locked for the most part. It's way more easier to do connect in that way. Because I had people hit me up, like this guy who followed me on Instagram. He saw my Batman video that I made on YouTube, and we just been talking back and forth. Whereas I feel like people don't DM that much on Twitter because most people's Twitters are just like they have their DMs locked. So like that kind of personal connection and that level you don't get as much on Twitter. That's just me. I mean, I could be wrong, but
yeah, I DM all the time, but I'm also a reporter, so it's not the same. I don't know. It is interesting, man. It is. Yeah, it's funny because I do think I do have this theory, and I've had this for a while. But like, I am fairly certain that everybody has a social platform that they're best at, and that's just like for me, it's absolutely Twitter. But like other people, it's like Instagram or like whatever. And it depends on sort of what you do and how you want to promote yourself. But it's really hard. I don't know. It's really difficult to like get noticed anywhere. For anything you do.
Yeah, man, nah, man.
You know what?
Twerk,
at the
bro.
end,
TikTok.
you want to tell the truth? At the end of the day, is who follows you and who's going to be sharing your content.
Of course.
Because even a person that is not verified that follows you could make you a star.
Yeah, if they really
100%. 100%. Yeah, but also like.
If you have the right content, that's the content is gonna make you shine even more, man.
Zoom said Twitter is the gamer LinkedIn. I like that.
It is true.
I don't. Yeah. It is really interesting though because I do think all of this comes back to like who follows you and who do you actually know IRL because like
clout.
Those are the people who like it's like your actual clout levels. Like those are the people who like the people who fuck with you are the people who like can actually like do things for you on these social platforms most of the time. Like I don't know. It's it's hard.
You know what's crazy?
Of that.
I have tweets before I was verified that ended up in media in a bunch of gaming media sites, IGN and all that. And that was before I was even verified. It was because of the content that I posted. So somebody that followed me saw that and they were like maybe put in different forums or different websites, and that's how it went around. It wasn't because I was verified. It's because of the content that I posted at the end of the day.
I think also getting to brands on Twitter is a lot easier than getting to brands on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So it's like
100%.
So you can connect, and then also having that blue check makes them go, what the fuck? Who's this blue check person engaging with our brand? And then like that's like, I mean, that's where you can kind of like, I guess, spin to go back to what you said earlier, Bijan. You're like, oh well, no one who has like a Twitter audience can really like monopolize. I mean, like earn something off that Twitter audience doesn't mean anything. But I think it's like what you do with that leverage that you do have to like pitch the brands. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have a blue check. I'm not special like you.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I do think brands care more about engagement, and I think Twitter engagement is actually sort of like it's worth less than the other platforms.
Yeah, 1:37 p.m. also said Twitter also has a great search feature, which I think is underused. Like using the search tab and like typing in, like for example,
Any
Xbox
word.
price, and then you immediately have access to so many people like you want to engage with, and most people do not get responses to their tweets. So when someone takes the time to respond to their tweet because of the nature of Twitter, where like no one engages with anybody's content unless you're somebody, like that makes people go like, huh? Who the hell is that? And when you have that blue check, it makes
I'm
it
into right. I'm always searching.
right?
Oh, I search for my podcast to see.
That's smart. It's good. You got another conversation.
But I'm gonna keep it real. Sometimes I do not get notifications of other people that mention our name. So
you gotta go through there.
I don't know if it's something to do with the verified stuff, but
It is verified, yeah.
Yeah, but I found stuff because I searched that I've never got a notification. I'm like, what? Really? And I search, I find it, I communicate with that person directly because I want to I want to thank them for supporting us, for mentioning our name, like, you know, because a lot of people do not do that. There's like whatever they mention us, they just stay quiet.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, silence is the coolest clout, right? Oh, I'm too cool to engage with this post.
I think as a content creator, that's one of the things that we need to get better at is engage with our audience, man, no matter what, man.
Yeah, you have to be authentic and be real and engage with everybody. I mean, that's like what I guess all the
To your point, though, I don't think Twitter is a complete... Because Joe League, who's in the chat, she's my sister, say hello. She brought up a good point. Whenever you have a bad review or like you have bad customer service, what's the first platform you go to
Twitter.
be able to? It's Twitter, and that's because it's so public. So even though being verified on Twitter probably seems a bit useless, but at the same time, it tells brands that like to recognize certain people and to pay due diligence service, even if you're not verified, to pay recognized service because that's just public.
Yeah, I remember when I was going to Hawaii and I had booked a ticket through Alaskan Airlines, and I had apparently like they were doing like my ticket got switched around. They were like, "Hey, you're gonna be losing a day on your trip." I'm like, "Whoa! I paid in advance and I paid to not have that happen." So they were like, "Oh, we can't switch your thing around." The guy on the phone, I'm like, "What do you mean you can't switch it around? You just changed it a second ago. You can't switch it to a better time?" No, we can't do that. I literally went on Twitter, added Alaskan Airlines, and like within like an hour, someone got back to me. They were like, "We'll take care of that." And I'm just like,
yeah. So actually, airlines have specific customer service departments now for Twitter. But like, Gabe, I mean, you have like over 1K followers. Like people are they're gonna pay attention to that. It's like you're like a person.
"Thank you."
So if you have one follower, they're gonna ignore you. You think?
If you have under 1,000, no one gives a shit. Like you are not a person.
And then I think Zune. Recently, I like how this became an entire conversation about fucking followers.
Yeah, I can't.
I know, right?
Let's
believe this.
Let's end this really soon. But Zune, so about a month or two ago, Zune was talking to me, right? And she was like, "Gabe, you follow way too many people on Twitter." I was like, "What do you mean I follow way too many people?"
She's right.
I follow people I know. And she was like, "No, you don't." So like literally she got me stressed out and I went through my follow list. For a good hour and a half, I think I was following 3,000 people.
That's too many people.
Dude, I got it down to 550, but like I didn't recognize how many people I follow who don't even like, they're bots that don't exist anymore. So I'm like, holy shit. People, and I was getting rid of all of them because like with my IG, I follow only people I know and like athletes like Kelly Slater and like Laird Hamilton, like those kinds of people. I don't follow just like random people. And on Twitter, Zoom was like, it means so much more when you follow a lot of people on Twitter than any other platform.
It also like Jen Schiffer has made a very good point, which is Facebook and IG's APIs are very hostile customer service tools, but Twitter's is great, which means like brands on Twitter will see you more easily. But no, I mean, I also think that like, yes, following fewer people is a signal, but also Twitter becomes unusable if you follow more than 700.
It's ridiculous.
You just can't use.
I remember a while ago, Bijan, when I first met you, you were telling me like, this is before we even followed each other. You were like, "Oh, I don't think I'm gonna follow you." I'm like, "Huh?" And then he was like, "Well, I need to. I actually consume my Twitter feed, so I have to keep it clear." Mm-hmm. And then I was like, how much fucking like bullshit is coming out this guy's mouth? And then as I use Twitter more, because I've gotten more active on it this past year, I was like, wow, Bijan was actually right. Like, there's just a lot of shit there that gets in the way of like the good stuff.
Yes, dude. I'm generally right about this shit.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you a story about my cousin. Shout out to her, Gina. She just joined Twitter last year for the first time, right? She only has 5 followers, and she's following 332. She's following 332 people, right? So she's following, and she's like, "Yo, I love Twitter more than Instagram and Facebook." You know why? She get all the news, especially when it comes to politics, on Twitter than any other social media outlet. So she's always sending me stuff. I'm like, I haven't seen this. And I'm verified. How the hell she found this? And she's sending me and she's like, Danny, I'm loving this. I get the news here more than my TV, more than my radio, more than podcasts. And any other social media website.
She's using it as like a Reader's Digest.
Yes.
Versus like she doesn't care about her follower count.
She don't care. She does not care how many people follow her. She just wants to consume content. But there's a lot of people that are like that we don't know.
You know what's funny? Like a lot of memes that get like reposted on Instagram, like on Daquan's page, which is like one of the biggest meme accounts, they usually come from Twitter, and then they make their way on other places.
Yeah.
Like everybody seems to take their shit from Twitter.
I think Tumblr is like the place that's the first place. Tumblr goes to Twitter.
Still to this day?
Goes to Instagram. Yeah, it happens a lot. Because like one of the best genres of tweet is like people like posting the best Tumblr posts on Twitter. Like this is also how I consume TikTok, through Twitter, because
you really consume TikTok
through Twitter. Yeah, because it's the most curated feed. Like it's like people I trust posting TikToks. I'm like, oh, I'll watch that because it's like this is a person I like and respect their taste. So I'm gonna like, yeah, I'll watch that.
Okay.
And it opens up a TikTok app,
I guess we'll wrap this up with this last question. Everybody can go. What's your favorite social media platform?
Twitter.
Twitch.
Narz?
TikTok.
Really?
You know what? I can see why. Narz, I agree with you. I'm
gonna say mine is Instagram. Instagram.
Wow, we all have different tastes.
Yeah, the only reason why I would say Instagram over like, even though YouTube is no longer a social network anymore, but whatever, over like a Twitter is just because I can find so much more cooler things in niche topics on Instagram than everywhere else. Like what I said with surf, hashtag surf, and I go in and I see like crazy, because I'm a very visual person, so like it fits my palate a little bit more.
Hey, whoever's watching this on Twitter, add me, GodFree, because nobody cares about Twitter. Add me.
Why
don't you? I mean, go ahead. Closing thoughts, whatever you want to do.
Closing thoughts. My closing thought is I do think Twitch is like maybe the best social network, only because well, it's because you have to actually create a community. Like that's that's the thing that all of the other things are missing. Like it's like one to many instead of like one to one in a way. Like if you're broadcasting something on Twitch and using Twitch the way it's designed, you're like necessarily interacting with a lot of people and necessarily building relationships with those people. And I think that is like, it's weirdly more valuable because it incentivizes that kind of stuff. I saw a really good tweet the other day that was just like, hold on, let me look it up because I don't
Yahoo Finance from Jen Schiffer. Also, Joe Legear, Gabe with his juggling videos on IG. Yo, elite.
But shout out to Rihanna. She's watching too. Shout out to her.
Rihanna? She's watching. Hell yeah.
Twitch is definitely consistent. While Bijan's finding stuff, I'm feeling for him.
Yeah. So the tweet was from this account called Girl Ziplocked, and it says, what everyone wants to belong to is a community, but they keep winding up in audiences instead. And I think this is the cause of a tremendous amount of suffering right now. And I think that's a really good point, because I think Twitch is good because it means that you have to create a community, and it's not the same thing as creating an audience, for example, for your tweets or your Instagrams or anything else. And I like that intentionality about it.
Bijan with the beautiful quote.
Anyway, yeah, so I guess the show is over?
I mean, it's going to be 12 a.m. You think I want to spend my whole night talking to y'all?
That was a long talk.
That's what I'm saying. I want to go home.
Final thoughts?
I just want to say thank you for inviting me. This is my third time, and I'm happy that I joined.
Bro.
We'll keep you back. We'll bring you back.
And
last time.
with a new host, new co-host, Narz.
Last time.
Verified Narz.
Verified.
Verified Narz.
Verified Narz.
I'm coming after your job, Gabe. No, I was kidding.
Take
Yeah.
it, please. Take it. I'm out.
No,
Take
but it was a lot of fun. Hang out and talking to you guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here, both of
glad
you.
enjoyed your last time on the show.
This is gonna be my last time. I
It
think.
is not your
It was
last time on the show.
fantastic.
It's not.
Danny,
God.
You know, they
This is
say the
like
best
the-
things happen in threes. Let's not do that.
You know what? Every time there's an Xbox announcement, Gabe, yo, you wanna come?
I do have to say that I hope this verified check like translate to Instagram and to Twitch partner.
Show it. I mean, you should just apply
Hey,
for the Instagram
hey.
because you can apply for the
No,
Instagram
you-
check.
no,
No,
you
Send it
I
to them.
did. I got denied. I
But
got
did you get
denied.
it when you were verified? Did you when you were verified?
Yes, I did. Immediately. That was the first thing I did.
Ah, well then, you see that you don't have 10,000
Yeah,
followers.
you know what's
Don't give
you know
up, Narz. Keep it up. Don't give up.
Never
You know what's
will.
funny? Read the Twitch partner check. Like they're like, yeah, if you have a significant audience off platform, we'll consider it. As like, like 20K on Twitter doesn't matter. They don't care.
Bijan, take us the fuck out.
Yes, I will. I don't think I'm going to make the executive decision and say we're not rating tonight.
I
think
mean, we
that's fair.
can if anybody has. If anybody has.
Well, hold on.
anybody.
I guess let's go to. I'll go to Twitch.tv.
Yeah,
Let's
Narz,
see.
do you have any friends that are streaming right now?
I guess I'm gonna check.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I think I definitely. I, think
I don't
definitely
watch
do.
It'll be
streamers,
cool. Give
so-
back. Let's give back.
Let's get back to the community, right? Let's share.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm gonna fart. I've been holding.
Oh,
that
you know
in.
who's streaming? It's Mike fucking LaBelle.
Oh, send it to Mike. Keep it in the family.
Mike is here. Not Sage. She's great. Will Smith, whose
Nah.
name is on Twitch is not that Will Smith.
Not that was.
And
That's
there's
not-
Kofi. Kofi's the homie too. Like I got a few people who we could raid.
Let's do Mike because I haven't talked to
Who's
Mike in a
struggling
while.
right now? Who's like, I need an audience?
I mean, I don't think any
Oh,
people
I
are
mean
struggling.
everybody who's not Mike, because Mike
Oh.
is verified. Sage is
so then-
verified.
Okay, so then give it to Kofi then.
Yeah, give it to somebody
Yeah.
that's not verified and needs an audience.
Kofi's the absolute homie. He works at SB Nation. He does videos for them. He's really fucking cool.
Alright,
we
keep it
both
up.
applied and got denied for partner at the same time.
Don't worry, Bijan, you'll get part.
You know what? By you doing this raid, he can get verified. Let's do this.
Let's go.
I think he's verified on Twitter already.
But Twitch.
Twitch, different world.
Nah. It's 75. You got to average 75 for a month and then a month after. So impossible.
All right.
Anyway, thank you everyone so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. We appreciate all of you. Narz, thank you again for guest hosting. Danny, thank you so much for being our third fucking guest. That's a new
That's
thing.
a super late
That's-
record.
Last fucking.
I'm
That's a
waiting
super
for someone
late-
to break that, yo.
Trifecta, and it is a record. That record
The
stands.
closest person is Slasher with 2.
He has two?
Yeah.
Yo,
Slasher has two?
Xbox and not something so they can buy
Wait,
it
hold
again.
on. Stop. I gotta get my spiel done before we have to raid. So, please tune in again next Thursday, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, twitch.tv/368NYC. Tune into our fucking show because you love us, okay? You do. Good night, everybody.
Johnny.